Welcome back to the Fan Speak Network and a Tuesday edition of the Degen Power Hour. Today, Steve and I are going to be covering a little best ball portfolio, and we're going to be focusing all Turkey Day today, all Thanksgiving slate. Of course, that's what everybody cares about. So we're going to talk through, after we look at best ball portfolio, we're going to talk about the Thanksgiving slate, what we like in the DFS DraftKings streets, which of course you can apply to FanDuel, and what we like in the Underdog streets. Then we'll do some Underdog dailies at around 6 o'clock Eastern. This is another combo show like we did last Tuesday at around 6 o'clock Eastern. Spread and Tyler will be joining us. And we will, of course, talk with them a little bit about the slate, and then we will let them do their thing on NFL betting cards. Steve, I just literally realized that I didn't even tweet about this show today. It's been a busy day for me, just trying to get stuff done before the holiday. I didn't even tweet that we were doing the show today and the combo show. So if you could riff and talk about whatever you'd like, the week 12, week 13, Thanksgiving, you do you. I'm going to tweet this show out now that we're live. And yeah, my bad on that. One of these days, holiday weeks are crazy. Take it away, Steve.
No. So, yeah, we wrapped up week 12 last night with the 49ers Carolina game. We did get plenty of interesting things at the end of the game, which I saw the Carolina safety was suspended. As he should be. But it was not as fun of a fantasy day that we thought outside of McCaffrey. McMillan got a touchdown, but didn't do much more. Jennings got a touchdown, didn't do much more. Kittle had a lot of yards, no touchdowns. So definitely a little disappointed on that end. Purdy didn't have a good game. Bryce Young didn't have a good game. Dowdle, pretty average. So from a best ball standpoint, McCaffrey was really the only one who majorly mattered. I mean, Kittle was fine because the overall tight ends were outside of Hunter Henry. Tight ends were kind of low this week. But we move on to week 13, getting some more guys healthy. The big one, of course, we'll talk about shortly on Thanksgiving is Joe Burrow. He is back. He wants to play despite the Bengals playoff odds. And, I think I kind of think it's good and fun, and not just for best ball, but, I get it. At this point, why not? If you're healthy enough to play, come back and play. Probably can't make it too much worse, would be my guess. I know he's exposed to other injury risks, but I'm excited to see him back. I'm excited to see it's part of night game Thanksgiving. I think that could be a shootout. We've seen Burrow and Ravens multiple times in the past just turn into these awesome shootout games. Like I said, we'll talk about that. Other because we'll go over all Thanksgiving ones shortly, but sounds like we're getting, Bucky Irving back this week. A couple other guys, last week, Aaron Rodgers didn't play. They held him out as kind of game time decision, but he's going to be back. So that will be good. And the other big news today, I just saw Brandon Cooks signed with the Bills. The Bills, they're ever-ending quest to find another receiver to go along with Khalil Shakir. Keon Coleman must have really pissed them off because they are just putting everyone up ahead of him right now. This is going to be an interesting Thanksgiving slate that we'll get into, and then a full slate. I mean, this is the first time since week 4 we have every team playing, and I believe that's And so, every team's out, out there playing this week, no buys. And of course, week 14, we do a bunch of buys right before the best ball playoffs start. So, the Thanksgiving slate is obviously going to be our focus of the show. And I do think we end up with 3 really fun games, which is nice. Sometimes we get some real duds, especially in years past when the lines were bad. That was always tough when the lines were really bad. You get some real dud games, but Lions Packers should be good. Dallas Chiefs should be good, should be really good. And with Burrow back, I think Ravens Bengals are good. Now the Friday game, start of the year, maybe thought Eagles Bears was going to be a cakewalk game for the Eagles, but Bears have played really well, this last 6 weeks. So, that could be a fun game as well on Friday for the Black Friday game.
Steve, thank you for covering for me. I apologize for not tweeting out before the show. If you want to tweet that we are live, if you don't mind, I'll get to the chat. But you did a great job breaking down what we saw, what we're about to see. I mean, this Thanksgiving slate is just amazing. I mean, all games have so much real life impacts, and then so much fantasy goodness too. And then the comeback of Joe Burrow on Thursday night. But I mean, each game just feels fun. Like there's not any games where you're like, was it last year? There was like Dallas Giants, or was that 2 years ago?
No, that was last year.
Yeah, it's like, that's boring. Like it's like this is like,
and it was Dallas without Dak.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And it was Dallas without Dak and the Giants. It was just this year. It's like every game is so fun, both from a real life and fantasy perspective. And I am so excited. It's going to be fun in the betting streets, which we will have shows tomorrow for that. And then it's going to be fun in the, or excuse me. Yes. Yeah. I'll get to the betting stuff too, but it'll be fun in the betting streets. It'll be fun in the Underdog streets. It'll be fun in DFS, Underdog pick'ems, whatever you're doing. And we've got more people coming over to our Discord. I sent an email last night to those that are on our Substack that hadn't joined yet. And we got some more in there. And so the Discord's more active, and hopefully I can keep reminding people, or as people join Substack, keep trying to push them over, because it's fun to have more people interacting in our Discord. So first of all, now that I can focus, thank you guys for joining us on this holiday week. As you're coming in, hit that like button. If you're watching over on Twitter, join us here on the YouTube streets. Say hi like these wonderful people. I'll be saying hi to them in a minute. And make sure you're subbed to the FanSpeak Network, of course. And of course, when I'm mentioning a Substack, it's just $34.99 for the entire year. So that covers you best ball. That covers you all the in-season stuff for the Underdog Dailies, DFS, best ball sweats, and of course, NFL bets. So and then last bit of housekeeping before we move on to some fun stuff is schedule for this week. So I sent it out on Substack, posted in Discord, but as you're coming in and hearing about it, obviously we're doing this combo show today because, again, Steve and I are going to be talking best ball portfolio and then Thanksgiving slate for both Underdog and DFS. Then Spread and Tyler will join us. They'll do their NFL betting card with a heavy Thanksgiving focus, because Thanksgiving week, it's like everybody cares about the Thanksgiving slate, and then the Black Friday game. And then we kind of turn our attention to week 13 on Friday night, Saturday morning. And so that's what we're going to do here on the channel and Substack. Steve will have an article up tonight for both Underdog and DFS for the Thanksgiving slate. Tomorrow, we will have our bets and parlays on Substack. Again, link in the description. And if it's not link in the description, Google FanSpeak Degen Network, or go to a past show, because I just realized that I'm just crushing it today work-wise. Bit overwhelmed, a lot on the plate, just like I want to have a lot on the old Thanksgiving plate in a couple days. But so no, check out the Degen subscription. We will send out bets on Wednesday night, Friday, Black Friday bets, Saturday, Steve's DFS plays for week 13. And then, of course, tomorrow night, we got a big old party, it sounds like. Andrew's getting Steve. He's asking coolers. Bruni, there's going to be like a lot of people on tomorrow night having a little Thanksgiving Eve party and going through some Underdog Thanksgiving drafts, which will be a ton of fun. Then Friday, you'll still get 2 doses of betting stuff. We're going to do the prop party early before the Black Friday game. And then in the evening, you still got Degen Dads talking week 13 bets. So we've got a ton of good Thanksgiving and week 13 content coming your way. And take a breath. We've got a fun start to the show because our guy Jamie in chat, and I will get to chat in a minute. Our guy, Jamie, as you guys may know, created a song for Degen Dads. Bruni took that, made that an open. It was a banger. It's amazing. He did the same thing for us with the verse about Steve and I, and it's freaking awesome. We're going to play that here in a minute. I said, I want to thank you. Let me send you a gift card. He said, no, I want you to give a Substack away. So I'm going to tweet that in a minute. But basically we are going to, or maybe we should tease that for getting more people in here for either the Friday night show or something.
Maybe that, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that, because I want as many people in here as possible to raffle off this very kind Substack that Jamie is giving away because he's been so kind. So we appreciate that. But we're going to listen to his banger of a song, which then Bruni is going to take and make a new open for us here on the FanSpeak Network. And then we'll look best ball portfolio. Then we'll break down our Thanksgiving top plays and get into the Underdog streets. First, let me get to chat because we appreciate you. Again, if you're watching on Twitter, come over and say hi like these people. So yeah, Mike caught on. He said, we got a big new song. That is absolutely correct. I was, of course, late. We're on Meg time. Absolutely. And Steve, yeah, Mike Robb did a Undertaker GIF, or the GIF on, I don't know if you saw it. Everybody's happy to see you back in the YouTube streets. Have Steve back on our screen. Everybody is very, very happy to see that. Happy holidays, of course,
Thank you, everyone.
To Jamie. So yes, a big, this is where holiday season is upon us, but happy holidays. But everybody, hopefully, because we won't see you till then Friday, I hope everybody does have a wonderful, safe, happy, fun, and profitable Thanksgiving, of course. Tyler Lockett resurgence the same week of Steve Schaup's resurgence. Coincidence?
Could be.
Possibly. Kix asked a good question. What's wrong with Lamar? I have absolutely no idea, but it doesn't feel like the old Lamar. Now, I haven't really watched the Ravens games, even though I live in Baltimore watching Red Zone. But what do you think's been the issue with Lamar? I mean,
I know Mike talks about he's basically dealing with like 3 injuries. And it was interesting in the Dolphins game, his first game back, he was pretty much on, just looked like he wasn't running, but his passing was on point. I think defenses have realized like this is not, the dual threat Lamar like 100%. So it seems like they're pressuring him maybe a little bit differently, maybe giving him some different looks. He's definitely more off target. There's no question. Since that game, he's been more off target. And I just don't know because he's just not feeling comfortable with his footing or what with some of his injuries. But yeah, he's off target. And honestly, he's played pretty easy teams since coming out, these games. So it's not like, I know they have Steelers defense coming up and Bengals should be another easy one. But, I do know they have a couple of tougher games down the stretch, and that will be interesting whether that, continues to be a factor.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And I put up Mike's comment but that fair question. I think we're all wondering it. Mike appreciates the stream team back together. Steve's spitting the great takes while I'm smiling and panicking and posting to X. Well, we appreciate you. Legit best team in the game. We appreciate you, Mike, and everyone in here. Very much appreciate you. We got our Al Boogie in here, the 11th place ball knower. No, the Super Ball knower. Hopefully you make another run in that BBM finals, Al Boogie, but great to see you in here. He was in Discord today. Great to see everybody in Discord. We appreciate that certainly as well. Al Boogie says, good to see you alive and well. People missed you last week, Steve. People missed you.
It was rough.
It wasn't. No, it was a rough. A lot of coughing for poor Steve. And I'm glad to see he's finally still a couple coughs. But you're turning the corner, and that's what we are thankful for, all of us here. Kick says I should have taken Shuck in season long. He scored more than Lamar. $34.99 is a hell of a deal. I will say that. Oh, bringing the bourbon. I mean, Steve, are you bringing the bourbon on the show? Thanksgiving Eve, it's typically a big drinking night.
I think I have to. Yeah.
We got, Jamie's ready for his song. Turn up the radios. Big sis Lisa in here saying, like my ponytail, appreciate that. Which one is the best game for Thanksgiving? I actually think, as far as like fantasy, probably the last game. Bengals Ravens usually feel like the most fantasy goodness, or usually have a lot of fantasy firepower. But I think the sneaky good game could be Cowboys Chiefs. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if that went over its total. What do you think, Steve?
No, me as well. I mean, Cowboys defense still has some issues, and Chiefs defense, while very good, Dallas is just different at home. Dak is different at home. On Thanksgiving, Dak has had some major games in the past.
Mm-hmm. Remember a couple of years ago against Washington, it was like we were just like laddering like 303, 350 and 4 touchdowns. It's like, yep, keep going.
So I could see, as we saw, Dallas just took the Eagles' best shot at home and, really put up good offensive numbers. And the Eagles' defense is as good, if not better, than the Chiefs' defense. So, I kind of agree with that. But I honestly think all three, like Packers, their team hasn't looked as good of late. but this game matters. This game,
major implications in the two divisional games for sure.
So, and the Packers look like they're getting healthy. It sounds like Jacobs is playing. It sounds like Golden might be back. Should be that. I think all three could really be fun games this year.
Oh, absolutely. To me, in recent memory, this feels like the most fun Thanksgiving slate we've had in a while. Because there's always kind of one game where you're like, this one, there's no, they're all amazing, both for real life and fantasy purposes. Jamie says Lamar has 4 injuries if you include his ego. Mike's using all the burners because I said, what's your favorite Thanksgiving game to watch? I think when I tweeted it out, Baltimore was winning. So I think that's the one he's trying to get. All right, Steve and Jamie and chat. This is the premiere of the song that Jamie created, just like he created the Degen Dads anthem. He created this fan speak banger, which again the chorus will become our new open, thanks to Jamie and our guy Bruni. So I'm going to turn it up. You do not want to see Steve and I dancing. We are probably 2 of the worst dancers in America. So you definitely don't want to see that. I can assure you of that. But it's an awesome, and it has a verse about Steve, a verse about me, but the chorus about our fan speak team and what we will use for the open. So Jamie, big thank you. The premiere of this, and again, we want to get as many people in, raffling off a free Substack subscription courtesy of Jamie. So we're going to set that up for either tomorrow during your little Thanksgiving Eve party or Friday. But we will make sure it's known on Twitter. And I won't tweet when we go live. I will tweet ahead of time to let people know. Get in that chat, try to get a free subscription, come over to Discord and have some fun with us. So without further ado, the premiere of the Fanspeak remix created by our guy, Jamie.
You only get one shot to draft it right. No do-overs, no trades tonight. Meg and Steve, sharp sibs, locked tight. Built the Fanspeak grind from late nights and insight. Let's grow. Let's cash. Let's rise. Fanspeak, where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fanspeak. No cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Meg and Steve, that OG vision. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission, yo. Steve's been scouting since 2012, no hype, just truth. Film grind, savage born in the booth. From prospects raw to that breakout youth. Knows the data code, that's the shop's improved. Blueprint drawn on a long night grind. Eyes on tape while they scroll the timeline. Best ball finalists, skill refined. Every pick got purpose, design aligned. No luck, no bluff, that's pure execution. Years in the lab, draft evolution. Fanspeak, hustle, wrestle, straight revolution. Built from the mud to a money solution. Fanspeak, where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fanspeak, no cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Meg and Steve, that OG vision. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission. Meg got that spark, she's wired for war. Eyes lock in when the crowd want more. Game script queen, she reads, she scores. Every slate flip clean, every stat she tore. She built that wave from a grind unseen. Turn small town hustle to a winning machine. Pressure don't shake her, lights don't blind. She got plays pre-written in the mastermind mind. From spreadsheets deep to that primetime mic. Meg and Steve run leagues, it's a Fanspeak life. Numbers stack up, every bet precise. Now the network climbs like a franchise rise. From the draft board stress to the Sunday spread, Fanspeak's that voice that's inside your head. Best ball, DFS, NFL bets. They built it brick by brick, no regrets. Fanspeak team, printing money since day one. Fanspeak, forever.
Steve, come on.
Absolutely love it. Amazing. Just so good, Jamie. Thank you
Jamie.
so much.
He wrote that, Steve. I mean, he writes it. And like, he did it for the Degen Dads. He did it for us. He writes that. It's just mind blowing. Like, first of all, it's a super compliment to us, Jamie.
Yes.
Both for Degen Dads and us. And yeah, now we have 2 new opens thanks to you. And again, this one will be coming soon because, the chorus talks about, our whole team. And I love how it incorporates best ball, DFS bets. I mean, he absolutely knocked it out of the park. Kix agrees. Yeah. And I had to put, it just makes me so happy. It makes me smile hearing that song. And I appreciate these say I definitely got that spark. So what was one of your favorite lyrics, Steve? Mine is about you is scouting since 2012 and born in the booth.
Yeah. No, I love that. That was great.
Mike Robb says, Jamie, this is awesome. You know, Steve is gonna bump this as he pulls up on the club on Saturday night.
You know it.
No, you do make it personal, and it's so good. So that was my favorite line about you. What was your favorite line in general? And then I like about basketball, like no luck, or I mean, I absolutely, yeah.
No, I mean, I can't pick this. I mean, I think he nailed it, just up top to bottom. You know.
Yeah, no, he really did. And we'll end the show with that as well today, the full thing. But of course, coming very soon via Bruni will be an open with that. And that makes me really, really happy as well. We got Stephen WC in here. Always good to see you, Stephen WC. How are you doing? Did you hear Jamie's new track, Fan Speak track? We are so pumped about it. He said, can you make a Liam diss track?
I love it.
I would probably enjoy it. I probably wouldn't put it out for consumption, public consumption, but I would probably be entertained. I know Emo Cowboy likes it. He definitely would enjoy that as well. So, Steve, I don't even know how we move on from that. I have to say, Jamie, it's been a long day. It's been a busy day. I was so cranky, and now I'm in like the best mood. So thank you. That's what things like that do. And, just the people that we have in our, in our network watching us and hanging out with us and hanging out in Discord and reading our Substack. We appreciate you so much. We love interacting with Mike and Jamie and Kix and all of you guys that make this so fun. I mean, Coolers has been on a heater. Who Ames is on a heater. It's going to be fun, especially Steve here in the best ball sweats. I know it's not like all of us are going to be millionaires, but hopefully we're going to have some fun sweats together too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's Liam? Okay. So let me bring over BBMDB. Let's take a look. I know it wasn't the best week for both you and I, but we power forward. We are now 2 more weeks, 13 and 14 until the best ball playoffs, of course, start week 15. And then 5 weeks total for marathon for drafters. And then, of course, the playoff run starts week 15. So we are in the crunch time. It is very exciting. Let me bring this over. What do you want to look at first, Steve?
Whatever you want to. I'm fine either way.
Okay. We'll start. Marathon was a little rough for me this week. What did I end last week at? 3rd?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, so I ended at 3rd. So, fell down to, I think, 10th after this slate. Luckily, Dak and Pickens saved me and had a great, because Herbert was off. Obviously, I'm talking about this 5th place team, which had been in first for several weeks and then had bounced around. And we'll look at the top of the leaderboard, a lot of names to that, people would recognize. It, I think, ended last week 3rd. And then this week, just, I only had one quarterback essentially, but thank God he crushed and did amazing. Dak Pickens was absolutely amazing. Jonathan Taylor, big letdown. And this is where not having Scattaboo, Braylon Allen really hurt, right? It being out. Because I actually I did a 3-6-6-3. And even with a double anchor, I think people would be like, why are you drafting 6 running backs? Because, for this reason. And, the guy who was contributing a ton into my flex, Scattaboo, is now out, or if a guy had a down week. And then Braylon Allen's out, who I think he had potential too. And then Rachaad White had a couple of very usable weeks, but these last couple have been not so great. Yeah. So the running back room is feeling thin, but I'm hoping if Rachaad White can do anything on week 14 when McCaffrey's on bye and CMC and JT can just keep doing what they're doing. Unfortunately, I'm out Higgins this week with the concussion, but hopefully he comes back the following week. And, it's a solid stable of receivers that I basically hit receivers from rounds 3 through 7 and then tacked on Keenan Allen later. And then, of course, more late round tight ends. here. So, yeah, I'm still very hopeful this team can make a run. I am now in 5th place, and then for the rest of my marathon portfolio, I did 53 drafts, but it's really anchored by this top one. I don't mind these 2 teams in the top 1,000. I think they could go up potentially, but other than that, we're just wanting to cash as many as possible. And the other thing is, and I've talked about this before, I made massive stands, and because I think it's a player takes thing. I think you're rewarded for your player takes and good drafting the most in marathon because it's no pod luck, it's full season, right? So I made huge player take. I had like 70%. Like if you put in Scattaboo, I had, I want to say, 35 of my 53 teams had Scattaboo. So it was just like I did that intentionally. That a lot of big player take stands. I needed them to stay healthy. Unfortunately for Scattaboo, he didn't. But I hope the rest of this team, particularly, can, so it can still make a run here in the top 5, hopefully to the top potentially still. So that's where my marathon portfolio is. Let's look at your marathon portfolio and then the top 20 in marathon, because there's definitely some names y'all will recognize. Steve, it was 115 team, 1710. But you have 4 in the top 5, like 590, essentially. Yeah. So, and honestly, Steve, this is probably where I had a team finish 138th last year. And I probably was in this range where you have these 3 teams at this point last year. And it just had a pretty strong finish. So these can definitely go up. No, it may not be like a top 5 or 10, but you definitely could finish in the top 100 with these teams, maybe even top 75, top 50. So to have 4 shots here with essentially in the top, 585, that'll be fun. So, that's very nice. And you have a really good cash rate too, which is, you make double the money on your cashing in marathon, and that's really nice too. So any other thoughts on your marathon before we look at it?
I mean, I kind of definitely need at least one of those teams to pop at least in the top 100 to kind of get profitable on this. Right. But, you have
a favorite of these 3? Because obviously my 5th place is my favorite.
I don't think it's that one.
I know Genty, we guys see on the sprain, but Achan Cook, Genty, and Dowdle is nice. And I thought it was this one I like. Yeah, McCaffrey, Achan Cook.
I love my running.
Obviously, Fields, because even though Fields isn't going to contribute anymore, you've got May and Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
I mean, receiver, you're going to need Ricky to start doing some stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I know you lost Kraft, but you still have Hunter Henry, Theo Johnson there. So I really like that team a lot. Let's check out this team. Oh, this is McCaffrey, JT, Hampton's.
Yeah, Hampton, it depends. Like how they opened up his practice window, we'll see how soon he's back.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like
probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But
it's very similar to how I can just tell by your drafting. It's very similar to like the double anchor and then hit receiver hard and then Ferguson and then mid-round, quarterback. Yeah. So I like that team a lot too. And of course we have some overlap, which is nice to root on. Wow. Josh Allen, Goff, Rodgers, and then Gibbs, Taylor. I mean, I think all these have,
that's the healthiest team.
Yeah.
Assuming Kincaid is back soon. But.
Right. I still probably like the 2nd and 3rd place the best, but I like all 4, if I'm being honest. I really do.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they can make some runs, and again, I'm not going to finish in top 10, probably top 25.
But I really do think some of the 1 or 2 of those teams could make a run for top 100, top 50, and that's how you make it really profitable, and you have a really good cash rate too. So looking at the top 10, Jewish McCaffrey 4th. He and I have tweeted at each other a couple times. He's got like multiple in like the top 20, 4, 8, and I want to say he's got like another one in the teens, 26.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's awesome to have that many shots on goal for the top prize or for the top 5, 10. That's really awesome for Jewish McCaffrey. I'm currently in 5th. I know I recognize some other names in here. Give me a second. I've been like stalking all these teams, just looking at them. Emo Cowboy, Yeah, I knew he was up there. And then I thought there was another name, but I guess it was really just, I mean, I say it's sacrilegious 40. I know, I mean, I recognize a lot of these other names.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, okay. So now let's take a look at BBM. I fell a little bit in that. Let's see. I am now 4 out of 24. Again, 24 and mostly for content. I was 5 or 6 out of 24. It's kind of ranged, but I'm hoping this one, where is it? 830. I'm only 5 points out. And does it have any injury concerns? I really like this team. This was the last team I drafted. I don't love Pacheco, but it's besides Ridley whiff, which was one of my biggest whiffs. It's fairly healthy, and
Marvin Harrison's still probably going to be out at least a week or two.
So he's out a week or two. Pacheco, Ridley was a whiff and now out. So, but I actually do like this team a lot. And then we've talked about this almost every time we do these best ball reviews. This was that 814. We did all eliminator, sprint, marathon, and BBM. And we're still hanging in there. We're up 61 points. So I hope this one goes, because anchored by Gibbs, James Cook, obviously Scalabrine had contributed a lot. But I mean, look at those quarterbacks if we can get Baker back healthy. And Mike Evans could be like a lone piece in playoffs. So I think there's like a lot of fun in this. Any other thoughts on this one, Steve?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, weeks ago when we were first starting to talk about this team, he was looking really good with Travis Hunter, but then he gets injured, and then
no, it's definitely taken some steps back with JCM. Travis Hunter, Evans. Evans is exciting. Can he come back in the playoffs essentially?
Yeah.
Because I've heard people go back and forth. I thought the timeline was like week 15, 16 for him to come back. Am I right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, they're still in the playoff hunt, especially with the Panthers losing. So
yeah. We'll see. And then this team was Candyman and I here, and it has like 10-point lead. So as you can see, it's projected 100% advancing. Dak, Drake May, Justin Herbert, anchored by JT, Jonathan Taylor, Pollard, Ramondre, Lamb, Sutton, Debo. And then the other receivers are a little weaker, but I think it's still like a fun team. Kittle, Ertz, Freiermuth. I mean, I think the Candyman team, our sibling showdown team, and this 830 team, the top 3 scores are my favorites. Let's check out yours. You did more than me, obviously. Did 80, advancing 16 out of 80, 20% right now. You have one hanging in the top 10,000. Anything you want to go over it in particular here?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, the last couple of weeks have been brutal for my advance rate in BBM, and some just the injuries, and then just, not guys not coming through, like Jamar Chase getting suspended and having the dud game before the suspension. I know that killed a couple teams. So, hopefully a couple more can come back. I'd love to advance 20. I got a bunch in third still.
I was just going to say, that's what the whole benefit of this is. Like, you got a third, 5 points out,
unfortunately, some of the other ones have gotten pretty big.
Yeah,
like,
no, I am.
I won in third, 113 points out. Like,
yeah, that's probably a donezo. But what, at this point with 2 weeks left, what do you think is does the one at 30 have a shot? Or
I mean, again, it also depends. Like, if I'm chasing a team that has
neighbors and neighbors and Scalabrine. I mean, some of these, it's been tough. It's been tough for everybody. It's not like it's just us, but I think you and I are feeling the effects of the Scalabrine loss, because obviously it wasn't like he was like an early round pick, but we were feeling the effects of like smashing. Because again, best ball is more about your wins or your hits than your misses, right? And so having that hit of a Scalabrine in round 10 was just massive for our advance rate, massive for our season-long stuff. Of course, rookie, sophomore, super flex, stuff like that. And I think we're feeling the effects of it as each passing week here a little bit more. But bottom line is, I hope we both have a healthy 20% or above advance rate in the playoffs get pushed through. And we'll look at that portfolio side in a minute and just push through some fun teams that we really believe that can make noise. Because I have some teams that have like neighbors and these, early round guys that you're like, this probably isn't going to do much. It would probably be a one and done. But like this 5 points out team, well, I mean, even when JJ
McCarthy. I start with JJ McCarthy, but Darnold and Daniel Jones.
Yeah, those are definitely. But you're anchored by JT and Cook, so that's nice.
The big thing with JJ McCarthy is Justin Jefferson.
You're double anchored, you're double stacked with them, and But credit to you, you called that all off season. You said I have Justin Jefferson ranked lower, not because of Justin Jefferson, because I'm a little nervous of what So. So anyways, I
actually have like some fourth place teams, like one's like 16 points out. So, I need to beat two teams there, but maybe,
Oh, so. No. And that's what's, again. And then with like Purdy back and hopefully Rodgers back. No, I like this team a fair bit. Mark Andrews against that Bengals defense this week. The tight ends have been feasting. So no, very nice there. Let's take a look from the portfolio side here, Steve. I'll go to you first. So, of course, massive volume for you. Just on Underdog alone, 1628, advancing 356. I know you were closer to 400, so you're bummed out about that. But, again, still 2 weeks to potentially get that higher. You're still 22% almost, which is really good. What are you kind of most any teams you're most excited about? Any advance rates in a particular contest? I mean, 26 in the sprint. I think there were a couple of sprint teams I looked at of yours that look really strong. We just talked about 20% in BBM. But any other, advance rates or teams specifically you want to take a look at?
Yeah. And the good thing with the sprint is with the overlay, like I'll probably get like more also, which is nice.
Damn, that team is fun.
Yeah.
Dak, Drake May, Danny Dimes, or Indiana Jones, CMC, JT, Mason, Sampson, Taj. But these are like my exact receivers in the marathon. So, this would be fun to root on, Steve. Let's go.
And I got my guy, Tyler Lockett. He's going to be my hero.
Thank God we have Tyler Lockett in there. I mean,
you never know.
You never know. Hey, he's down at 12 points, so it's about what Calvin Ridley's done. Hands down, one of my worst picks this year was Calvin Ridley. Woof, I drafted him way too much. Yeah. I think this team is really fun. But no, any other particular teams or advance rates? I know you were bummed about losing a couple higher dollars, but you're still really strong in the higher dollars as you scroll up. You're still 50% in the Bulldog, 2 out of 4. 1 out of 3 in the Dalmatian. Let's see, other higher dollar ones. I know Chow you were at like 3 and 9 and now you're 1 and 9. So hopefully maybe even if you got 2 and 9, 3 out of 10 in the Pit Bull, 6 out of 20 in the Husky, that's 30%. So, I mean, you still have a strong advance rate. Hopefully it holds, or you can get a couple more of those back. Any of those in particular you like a lot? I know I liked your, what was it? The Bulldog. I said I was in the Bulldog finals this year. I think you're going to be in the Bulldog finals. That's my prediction.
I can't remember if it was Bulldog 1 or Bulldog 2, but I do really like it.
It's a 16 point team. Okay. Allen, Drake May, anchored by Barkley, JT, Kenneth Walker. Scatabo was our chaperone there. Tosh Brooks, Pickens, Diggs, Jacoby Myers, Pittman, Kyle Williams, Dubs. So a little top, but you still have like, 3 or 4, and then you never know, like Kyle Williams could do more, that kind of stuff. And then Hunter Henry, Gesicki, Otten. No, I really like that team a lot. But bottom line is, hopefully, I know you want to get closer to 25%, and I know you will hope to get some of those higher dollar ones back, and hopefully these next 2 weeks are kinder to us, because I know you and I both week 11 and 12 weren't the best. Any other ones you want to point out?
Nothing in particular. It's just when you're doing volume, it's tough to keep track of all the teams.
Well, when you're doing volume, it is more like, okay, I know, like, I just want to have as high, advance rate as possible. And I kind of really want to have a high advance rate in the higher dollar, really clean advance rate contests and that kind of stuff. So I was speaking of Jamie Orth user joins Tyler and Spread, and he said, I listened to you and Steve all summer, and before I'd only done like BBMs and puppies, and I was really grateful to your guys' content because I did so much more of those smoother advance rates. And he was like, I just have so much better feeling about this class. And, we'll see how it shakes out for all of us. But I liked hearing that because, as you know, sweating with me, Steve, through 2023, I just did like BBMs and puppies. And I was just crying week 17 because I didn't have anything. And, last year I just did, diversified my contest selection more, and that definitely helped me have a much more enjoyable experience. And I hopefully it does this year too. I'm around the same. I was, hovering in that 24-25%. I'm down to 20%, 20.6 out of 272, advancing 56, 20.6. So I do hope maybe not get back up to 25, but I do hope I can get back up to like 23%, maybe closer to 60 teams. Excuse me, have a good, advance rate and big board, little above average. BBM again, lost a couple. Sprint, I've been right around 4 out of 24 there too. 25% in the poodle. Some of these others have 30. I was crushing the German Shepherd. No, I've been doing well in Superflex overall, so that's been nice. The Husky's the one I'm doing the best as far as higher dollar stuff. 1 out of 4 Chow Chow, 3 out of 8 Husky. A few of the pugs. I lost some pugs Superflex. I was bummed about that. And then I lost some bulldogs. I had a bulldog, but my bulldogs are not looking good. So you got to take the bulldog for the family this year. So yeah, I lost some higher dollar, some Superflex. So that lost Dalmatian, lost some bulldogs. So I'm definitely bummed about that with just 2 weeks to go. Definitely hoping I get a couple of those higher dollar back. Because right now the ones I like the most, I think, are in the Husky. The Chow Chow, I think, is a pretty injured team. And I think that's a sibling showdown team too. Bigger board, it's a little weaker, but at least it's hanging in there. Pitbull, this is a sibling showdown team. We'll look at that in a minute. My Superflex advance rate's been really strong, 27%. So hoping to probably have some sibling showdowns in there too. So have in everything that's advancing, I probably have a few sibling showdowns in all of them. But like, for instance, this Pitbull, I know for sure is a sibling showdown. Obviously, JJ McCarthy is, but Dak, Sam Darnold, JT Swift, we lost Scattaboo, Rashad White, Brashad Smith, Kyle Monongai's been, kind of getting some goal line roll. Lamb, Marvin Harrison, Hunter is a big loss. Addison is Cup, Thielen, Allen. So it feels like it's really just hopefully Harrison comes back and it's like Lamb, Harrison, Addison, Thielen, maybe a little Cup, but it's got Jake Ferguson and Kittle. I like that. There was another one that I know was a sibling showdown that I liked a lot, but maybe it was this pug. One of these pugs, I can't remember which one. Let me see if I can take a look if I recognize it. I think this was a sibling showdown, it doesn't have the best score, but like if Hampton comes back, the receivers kind of feel fairly decent, at least at the top. And Dak, May, Rogers, Jacobs, Hampton, Pollard, Dowdle, obviously Scattaboo had contributed a lot. So, and my favorite one is the teams I like the most are in the Husky. I believe the Husky one, I think. I think I've showed this one before. This one's interesting because I double anchored the Lions running backs with May. So, if I push through like a low owned David Montgomery and 1 week it's him, that may then push a lower owned I really, for teams like the Lions, I'm going to give a lot more consideration next year to handcuffing in just certain situations. It's helped me with the Bears, the Lions, and Bucks this year. And it'll be interesting to see how those results play out. But yeah, this is one of my favorite teams. May, Goff, Rogers, Gibbs, JT, Hampton, David Montgomery, Chris Rodriguez, JMO, DK Metcalf, Diggs, Pittman, Dubs, Hopkins, Coker, Ferguson, Henry, Jonnu. So I just think it's interesting with any thoughts on this team. A lot of the kind of double anchor with the whole like hitting the receivers hard, which is what I did in the marathon team too.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. It's the receivers, one would say look thin on paper, but now that like outside this past week, now that JMO's been putting up games, it feels much better now. Jalen Coker's back. So receivers are okay. And then if Hampton comes back, that team is definitely dangerous in the postseason,
Yeah. No,
Like having
absolutely.
that third running back could be key.
Right. No, yeah. I think this is probably like, this point of the year, I really like that Bulldog team that made the finals. And and there's another Husky that's a sibling showdown that I really like. But yeah, it's the time of the year where you start thinking, oh, could this make noise in the playoffs? Anything else you want to look on here before we go to the chat? And then, of course, talk Thanksgiving slate.
I think I don't know if they're serious. One or two people in the chat mentioned like you can check out my portfolio or something. If you
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me catch up with that
not
first.
sure if they're serious, but
okay, that's right. We were talking about the banger that Jamie created, and it was absolutely awesome. Like I said, Meg's asking Steve questions about last week, like he wasn't fighting off the sickness. Get it together, Steve. Look, we got Go Easy, not goats cards like I thought all summer. We got Charles in here. Charles is going to be heading to the Dog Bowl with Chad Candles, a lot of big names in the industry rooting you guys on. And not this week, but next week, week 14. He said, Joey voice. That's right. Love the friends. How you doing? We got our guy Who Hames in here. Great to see you, Who Hames. Jamie said only did one big board, but you're in second behind Bruni. Very nice. That's awesome because top 3 make it over there, right?
Yep.
Tillman seems nice if Sanders looks good going forward. Yeah, absolutely. Charles says too many BBMs fighting for second. I go up and down 6 teams every week. Yeah, this week, boy, I mean, there was like one team I had that I was like, oh, this team's definitely going to make playoffs. And it scored like 60 points this week. And it had like a position at everything, but it's like everybody underperformed and it went from like solidly being in second to like 6th place. And I'm like, well, no, I don't know that this is going to make it. Yeah. And that's a bummer. We got J Lives in here. Happy early Turkey Day to you as well. Yeah, it is a big swing every week. And boy, we got a big roller coaster coming. I'm happy, I'll be visiting my parents and I'll be making sure to sweat with Steve. Steve and I will watch together, I'm sure, at some point. Well, definitely Thanksgiving Day and Sunday. All right, I think they're catching up. Let's see. Oh, Jamie's gonna make one for Who Hames. Let's go. Nice. That's freaking awesome. Holy Drafts, I think that was at your volume there, Steve. Tyler, the name Tyler Lockett should always be followed on the stream by the usual Meg response. We're trying to run a business here, Steve. I mean, that would be absolutely hysterical if Tyler Lockett popped off week 17.
Yeah, it could be.
All right. Yeah, handcuffing the Falcons would have been actually the one. I mean, because if you could push through like a lower owned Bijan with Algier with him, and then Bijan pops in the play, it's like I can see how the handcuff situation can work to kind of protect you with injuries throughout the season, but maybe oscillate in the playoffs too, So yeah, it's interesting. And Falcons definitely would be another one. All right. Anything else you want to take a look at here? Anything else you want to mention on drafters before we talk DFS?
No. I mean, I've been going down on drafters. I'm like 16th in that one mini. I mean, I still could come back, but I need Chase to go big down the stretch.
He plays the Ravens twice. No earmuffs, Mike, because he plays the Ravens twice and he typically goes nuclear against the Ravens. But speaking Thanksgiving slate, I'll pull that over on DraftKings and then you can pull over Underdog. Again, Steve will be putting out later tonight, an article that is basically kind of, plays he's considering on both platforms, on Underdog, on DFS, and what could be some lower owned fun pieces and that kind of stuff. So okay, 3-game slate. $5 Millie Maker with 594,000 entries.
There you go.
I would say you're definitely gonna have to have a couple contrarian pieces. Well, before we get into it from a player take standpoint, 2 years ago, Steve, and it was the Thanksgiving that following Sunday with that nice little bankroll build that you had, that you then, like shipped a bunch of 1 p.m. only on the Texans Jaguars game during that 1 p.m. only Sunday after that Thanksgiving. But that Thanksgiving, you finished in what, 4th place and won 7K?
I mean, it wasn't in the millie. It was in a smaller tournament, but yeah.
No, yeah.
4th or 5th place. I can't remember the exact place. But
yeah, I want to say it was like either the 33 or the 27 or something like that, 15 something. But
I think it was a 33, and
yeah, and then you finished for 4th place and won 7K. Talk a little bit about that particular lineup, because I think you had a chalky stack with like Dak and Lamb, but your bring back, and that's when they played Washington 2 years ago. I know one of them was very contrarian. So talk about that stack a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that in that game, I can't remember the full lineup of. I think it was Monty, McCaffrey. Most people were going Gibbs. Monty outscored Gibbs that game. I feel like I didn't have Christian Watson. I think I did have a Packers piece, maybe not, because Packers put up some decent points that game.
I don't know if you had Watson. I think had a big game, and I remember thinking, "Oh, I'm screwed. I don't have much Watson." And ironically, that's the kickoff game this time too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so but the key was, instead of going with McLaurin or Dotson, I went with Curtis Samuel, who Sam Howell just peppered him that game.
Yeah.
And I think he had like 8 catches for 100 yards. I can't remember his exact stat line, but that was the key low-owned piece that allowed me to get McCaffrey and Lamb. And I can't remember who my other receiver.
But Samuel was like, and it's hard to get sub 10% or sub 15% on a short, 3-game slate. Wasn't he like super low owned contrarian, like 10%?
He was pretty low owned. Then I can't remember the rest of that team off the top of my head, but it
how far can you go back on DK? I can't even remember.
Like 6 months. That's it.
Oh, really? Okay. I couldn't remember. I was trying to remember. I knew you were sweating McCaffrey in the last game. I knew you had the Dak Lamb stack. That was
I don't think I had Debo,
you were dodging Debo, and I think at one point you were like 1st or 2nd, and Debo brought you down to 4th.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
that's what it was. So you didn't have Debo, you had McCaffrey, who was great, of course, that 2023 season. I can't remember. I think you definitely had Monty, because we were rooting on Monty. But I don't think you had much of the Packers. I think you massively stacked up the Dallas-Washington game, which is kind of what you wanted. Mm-hmm. You might have had another Washington piece, but Curtis Samuel was the really low on piece. Actually, I'm just curious, pulling up the box score. Dallas versus Washington 2023 Thanksgiving. I'm just curious what Curtis Samuel. Oh, okay. Washington only scored 10 points. Okay, so this is interesting. I got to pull up the box score here. This is fascinating. Okay, that's the old Sam Howell. So Sam Howell had 300 yards though, because remember that was when Eric Bieniemy, and they were just putting him back and throwing, like, you could bet Sam Howell attempts over 40 attempts almost every game.
I had Brandon Cooks. I double stacked Dallas, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. So you had Dak.
Lamb was bad that game.
Lamb was out that game.
No, he was bad that game.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have Lamb, or you still had
No, I did.
Okay,
I did.
Gotcha.
But I needed Debo instead of Lamb. Then you win everything.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So Howell had 300, no touchdowns, interception. B-Rob just 53 yards. Yep, 9 receptions, 100 yards. So you got on the dot the Curtis Samuel bonus, and then Dak, of course, 331 for. Did you have Pollard too?
I don't think so. I can't remember.
I wonder if Brandon Cooks was a low-owned piece too in that.
I mean, I don't think so. He was clearly the number 2 receiver on the team.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it's a Dak double stack with the low-owned Curtis Samuel run back. And then I can't remember, because I believe McCaffrey and 49ers played Seattle that night. I can't remember if you had any Seattle pieces.
I don't think so.
So I mean, that's my way of saying, like, you don't have to fade all the chalk. You don't have to be fully contrarian. You just have to find a couple spots to get contrarian, right? Yeah. So Now let's talk player takes here. Obviously, with this slate, we've got Lamar, Mahomes, Dak, Burrow, Goff, Love on the slate, which, is a lot of fantasy goodness. Where do you see yourself landing? Both and we can speak to this then to prep us for the underdog drafts too, but where do you see yourself landing the most?
Yeah, so I mean, there's not a big price difference between the top, so I think you can, it's not like you're saving anything. So I think you make your stacks and you make your builds how you want to do it. Mahomes is my favorite. I mean, Dallas secondary is still there, weak, and I think Chiefs struggle to run as it is, and now you have Dallas's run defense has definitely improved the last couple of weeks.
They have, yeah.
Like Mahomes, he didn't have touchdowns, but he threw for 352, and I know there's some overtime involved, but he's still putting up big numbers. He also has some rushing upside. So Mahomes is my favorite. I think Burrow would probably be next. And then
I mean, just historically what he's done against the Ravens.
Yeah, and just probably negative game script. Ravens secondary. I want to see what the deal was, because I know Kyle Hamilton got banged up. I'm not sure his health. And just the other thing with Burrow is, outside of Chase, his other stacking partners are very cheap. Gesicki, Yoshivas. I think Tinsley is very interesting.
What about, you spoke to Dak, what about Dak at home? That might be a lower owned stack that still could put up numbers like he did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to play plenty of Dak. I don't think it's going to be lower owned just because he's been as good as anyone this year. And the other thing is, he is not cheap. Like, not only is he expensive, but his pieces are super expensive.
Right.
And same with Mahomes, relatively, though Worthy's cheaper.
Right. I just don't, I'm guessing Goff and Love will be the contrarian quarterback plays. I just don't know, though. I will say I faded it that year that you did, finish in fourth or whatever. And I thought Love was going to be the quarterback, but Dak just then blew him out of the water. But I remember that Thanksgiving, he had a big game against Detroit. Yeah. So, I think you could make a case for that. It's just they get so conservative sometimes. So thoughts on that first game? Do you see yourself doing any to try to be?
Yeah. No, I think I probably will do enough lineups to hit them both up a couple times. And honestly, I think Goff, at home in the dome.
Jamie's off Goff this week. I do always like the home games.
Yeah. My thought with it is, Lions are the one trailing right now. They need a win, since the Packers had the win against them week 1. Mm-hmm. So they need a win, and I just think Goff needs to get going in this game. And I feel like the Packers secondary is a little bit more beatable. Their pass rush is good with Parsons, but I think their secondary is a little beatable. And like, the volume's been there for Goff, 42, 37, 33, 37. Mm-hmm. Like, the attempts are there. It's just, yes, does he get the 300-yard bonus? Does he get the 3 versus the 2 touchdowns? Is what it boils down to.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look. Running back, receiver, Gibbs, Henry at the top, obviously. I know we were talking about in chat today that Cooler's kind of is leading Henry, and I am too, against the Bengals defense. But it always feels like hard to say, well, I like Henry over Gibbs, because Gibbs could do what he did last week and explode for 250 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns at any given week. So, and then of course I assume Jacobs will be back, but then kind of concerned about like what what will be his, rushing share, how much of the load will he truly carry? So how to handle Jacobs and his backup Wilson. Chase Brown, I thought, obviously I missed his prop of 25 yards, thought for sure he'd be a little more involved in the receiving game, but only had 4 targets, 2 catches for 23. But did have 107. It's going to be a difficult matchup against the run. I think it'll be a difficult match against Ravens run defense. And then of course you have Javonte. Then you've got the Chiefs running backs who can get touchdowns. We just saw it last week. Hunt had 24, as gross as it is. It's happening. Montgomery, I think, could be the contrarian play we're talking about in Discord today. It is hard, as Cooler said, to see more, at least this year, more than a double. The only one was that Detroit game, the big explosion for 32 points. And then that Cincinnati game, which had a lot of narrative to it, him coming back home, 18 points. He had a passing touchdown and a running touchdown. Other than that, it's been, just the last 4, 2 other barely double-digit games. But that's why he will be more contrarian.
So I think this is the difference between DraftKings and Underdog. I'm going to spend up at running back on DraftKings. I'm going to spend up on Underdog, but you can only get one. It's not like you can double tap Gibbs and Henry, and even getting like one of those guys and Jacobs is very rare. Chase Brown can be a little bit more doable, but assuming Jacobs is healthy, these 4 guys are just so in such better spots. Like Javante's just got a tough matchup. Kareem Hunt now with Pacheco back. Maybe he falls in for 2 touchdowns. Same with Montgomery. But outside of that, in this format where PPR matters, because Gibbs can get 20 points without getting a touchdown. Can Jacobs. Jacobs and even Chase Brown. Like, look at Chase Brown's latest stat lines. No touchdowns, but he's still getting around
18 points less. Yeah.
So just because of his pass involvement, and then last week with 100-yard bonus. But the guys at the bottom don't have 100-yard bonus equity. They, really. And Javonte gets some passing involvement, but that's just such a tough matchup. And I'm going to be lower on Javonte this week. So the top 4 guys, I think getting 2 of them, where an Underdog, it's a little different because if Kareem Hunt gets that touchdown, Monty gets that touchdown, they get 10, 12 points, maybe they're live for a good 6-round pick because you're just comparing them against other 6-round picks.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
So I think that's the difference here.
It's definitely more running back scarcity on Underdog for sure, which on DraftKings, I think lends itself to doing more. We talk about this every week on our main slate for receiver, 2 tight end builds, potentially. So receiver, obviously for me, I'm going to prioritize because I want to make sure we have enough time to go over to the Underdog streets before 6 spread. Tyler will be joining us at 6, talking a little about the slate, and then they'll take over and do NFL betting card. But we got Chase, Amon-Ra, Rice, Pickens, Lamb priced. Pickens is now $100 more than Lamb. Flowers, Higgins is out, unfortunately. J-Mo, who goose-egged. And then you got the Packers receivers starting with Christian Watson. So a lot of decisions. I mean, the receiver decision points are going to be really, really tough this week. For me, I'm still going to probably weight Chase the highest just about what he's historically done to the Ravens. And now with Burrow back and kind of feeding into that narrative. But I assume you are too. Outside of that, what are your kind of biggest priorities at receiver?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because obviously you got like Rashee Rice, but he does have a hamstring issue. He is, I'm sure going to play, but a hamstring issue could come up at any time. Worthy's not 100% either. Pickens is not 100%.
What's Pickens? What is the calf? That's right. I forgot he had.
But it sounds like he'll be fine. So spending up at receiver is going to be a little tougher this week, just because there's a lot of good ones. You got to pick your battles. I probably will not go to Flowers, just because 1, where the Ravens passing offense is, 2 is touchdown equity, and 3, just as we saw last week, teams just attack Cincy with the tight ends. And that's why May just didn't even look at Diggs and Booty and all those other guys. So no, I have the same feeling. I think it's going to be a min 1, and I may do some 2 tight end builds, but min 1 Andrews, or maybe if I want to do a contrarian, likely. But I think for me, I'm going to prioritize Chase and Amon-Ra, and having one. I don't know how much I'll be able to do both, because I also do like potentially trying to get one of the Dallas receivers. I'll be interested to see on ownership what the Dallas receivers are coming in at respectively. And then, Christian Watson's the one that kind of intrigues me from the Packers. 2 games in a row of points in the, 40 some yards. It's just the game before he had 2 tuds. So it really just matters if he gets in the end zone or not. So that's the one that intrigues me the most from that side. And I don't see much dumpster diving. Do you? Yeah, well, I mean, there's the Cincinnati receivers that I think you can take shots on.
Yeah, they
Does sound like
stink.
Bateman's back. You can hope for a big play there, or Hopkins, but it's not great. That's why, yeah, I agree. Um, if you're not going Watson, I think Dubs is a fair price. I know Goldman was probably back, but I'm probably not interested there. And then Xavier Worthy, he doesn't get the target share Rice does, but he gets big plays. He still gets big plays down the field. They don't always connect, which is why his yards can yo-yo a bit more. But this feels like a game that, he could do well indoors.
He hasn't yet this season, but that might be like the contrarian play that makes, that is more contrarian. And if it hits, then makes some sense, especially priced at 4.5. It's not a comfy click for me at all, but tight ends, because I do want to get over to Underdog, catch up with chat, get over to Underdog. Ferguson, Kelsey, Andrews, Gesicki, Fant, Brock Wright, Luke Musgrave, likely. To me, it's the Ravens tight ends against Bengals, priority number one. Priority number two, the Raven, Andrews and likely, Andrews specifically, both priced very cheap too. I'm guessing likely will be really contrarian, and that part's interesting. Gesicki at 3.1K, kind of whenever Higgins or Chase misses, he does kind of fill in that wide receiver 2 role. He had 6 targets, just 4 for 35, but if he gets in the end zone, could really pay off his 3.1K price. So those are my 3 favorite. May do some, Ferguson or Kelsey or,
definitely playing Kelsey. I probably won't play Ferguson. It's just,
have the Chiefs been pretty good against tight ends?
It depends on the tight end, but I just feel like he should not be the most expensive tight end. Kelsey's just flat out outplayed him.
Why did I get responsible game? Responsible game.
Hit the button.
Oh,
anyway. Kelsey's just flat out outplayed him, and he just has a much better matchup. So, Kelsey and Andrews to me are the guys you spend up on. Gesicki or likely if you want to pay down.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like it. I think that makes sense. Why don't you bring over Underdog while I catch up with the chat? Again, our guy Al Boogie in here said he put up 233 points in the million, wasn't even close this past week. Yeah, that's crazy. And these millies, obviously those massive tournaments are so high. The points you have to put up are absolutely wild. And Who Hames, obviously we have a couple of winners in chat here. Well, Chad Candles, I know, shipped Peter Overzet's contest, the Deposit Kingdom. We had Who Hames shipped a contest, Cooler shipped a contest. So absolutely cool. So talking about Who Hames winner, absolutely love that. So with some people liking Goff, some people not liking Goff. Jamie's off Goff this week. Mike, I'll get back to this question. I like this. We need to build your ideal Thanksgiving food lineup. And that is the great part about the slate. Everybody needs to win on Thanksgiving Day. Just the real life implications are just massive. Who Hames likes Goff. So much Ravens defensive hate. Hey, it's just that Burrow and Chase against the Ravens just have felt like cheat code. How to win, play on Bengals and tag Mike Robb. I could have a problem with gambling. That's true. Let's see. Who Hames? So Jamie's already cooking up a song for Who Hames. I like it. All right, Steve, before we get the draft rolling, what is your top 3 Thanksgiving food outside of the turkey? Give your sides, desserts, power rank top 3.
Probably sweet potatoes.
You're my brother, and I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah.
Really?
That's how much you pay attention. Yeah.
Did our grandmas used to make sweet potatoes? I don't even remember.
Sometimes, but whether it's that sweet potato dish that our mom makes, or just sweet potatoes in general, I like sweet potatoes.
I feel like I'm blacking out on my childhood right now. What is happening? I don't remember grandma's making it. I don't remember mom making it.
Okay.
I think you remember. Okay, now I remember mom's. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I like corn. I like, stuff.
Who makes the corn?
You make the corn.
It's cream cheese, corn, 3 ingredients. It's really good.
Cream
cheese, butter, and corn.
Yeah. For dessert, very basic, but pumpkin pie,
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I forgot about our childhood and sweet potato casserole. Now I'm starting to remember it. I just felt like I had amnesia there for a minute. Mine is number one, because it's the only day you get it the whole year. I'll have it for leftovers for like 2 or 3 days. Stuffing, number one by far. Or do you not like stuffing?
It depends.
I love mom's stuffing. Mom's stuffing is the goat. It's so good. She does the homemade stuffing. It's no stovetop. It is, and no disrespect to people who do stovetop. It is homemade stuffing. It's like, I think it's like our great grandmother's recipe, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so stuffing by far and away number one. My cream cheese corn, 3 ingredients, number 2. And because I only have it on this holiday, I'll go with Steve, pumpkin pie, number 3. All right. I think we caught up. Now let me see if we have anything else. Yeah. I don't think mom puts marshmallows on the.
No.
Yeah. Steve isn't an Eagles fan. What you didn't know is Steve is also an Eagle. Oh, he's messing. I was like, wait a second.
No, Meg's the one who's like a fan of the Giants and the Cowboys in the division.
Yeah, because I have so much baseball exposure. Like I have watched so much Scatterboo stuff. I am just constantly fed Giants stuff now. And then now I love Dak, so I get fed the Cowboys stuff. And I love Drake May, so I get fed Patriots stuff. And I like Aaron Rodgers and Pat Freiermuth, so I get fed Pitt Steelers stuff. Yeah, I barely see anything Washington on my timeline. Okay, now I get the joke, Charles, and that's hysterical. Okay, they're planning a song for Who Hames. I absolutely love it. Okay, anybody wants to join the turkey, which this is like the battle royale version of it, right? Yeah. Okay. Anybody wants to join us? Count us down. Do a couple of these.
And the turkey, their big one is rake free. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to enter in 5 seconds, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter.
Oh, we can't end the show with the new song because Spread and Tyler are coming on. They can if they want. Or I'll play it again for them. That's what I'll do. I got to hear it again, Jamie. It's so freaking good. Okay.
All right. We got the
number one. Okay. Crutches.
We got cards in here.
Cards in here. Good. Okay. So Charles is in with us. Awesome.
So,
I don't know. I'm kind of with Coolers that I kind of like Henry against the Bengals, but
I mean, I definitely like Henry a lot, but it's also you're only getting Gibbs at the 1-1. Like you're never like Henry. Sometimes you get 2 or 3. You're only getting Gibbs at 1.
Yeah, I guess. Is there any other? Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
I think it should be Gibbs Henry every time 1-2. Like,
I think I'm going to sound crazy, so I don't want to say it.
Okay.
I think you can make a chase for number 1. What he's done to the Ravens?
I get that.
But there's definitely a running back.
Yeah.
There's what's the word I'm looking for? Help me, Steve, where it gets thinner.
It just drops off a cliff. I mean, to me, there's 4 running backs that we can reasonably count on in this contest.
Yeah, which is why I think this could, again, on like regular battle royales, I try to do more 2 running back than 3 receiver, which we'll have to ask Who Hames, who's in chat. He was 2 running back, 2 receiver, right? I believe.
I can't remember.
And same for Coolers. I believe they had 2 running backs, 2 receivers, but Battle Royale typically do that. But on these shorter slates,
yeah,
it's like, I remember what I wanted to say, positional scarcity. The positional scarcity is more at running back. So in this type of slate, I would be fine with 3 receivers. So,
yeah.
So Charles gets Amon-Ra and Rice. That's fun. I think I did a turn like that too. All right. So would you do Jacobs or Chase Brown, or would you go Pickens if he fell to us?
We're going to be back to back. So, I mean, if we get Pickens, we take him and one of the running backs, I think.
Yeah, they took it. Damn it. All right. So I think Mark Andrews and one of the running backs. right?
You want to do Chase Brown and Mark Andrews?
Who's yeah. Yes. Yeah, same game.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, I like Jacobs just the same as Chase Brown.
So why did you say Chase Brown over that?
I'm pretty sure I have a Gibbs Jacobs one already and Andrews. So,
that's fair.
But it's, I think that's a coin flip.
Gotcha.
Normally, I think it would be easy Jacobs, but I do think Jacobs could see a little less volume this game.
Oh, Mike, did you miss? Yeah, that's a good point about Jacobs. Did you miss the countdown? We are very sorry. Hard to time that out. Who Aim says Crutches is multi-tabling because he's in his too. That's funny. Got to get him in. Got to get him in. Definitely less than 48 hours till lock. So Who Haynes is going 30% Henry, 20% Gibbs. AZ says Henry's his top play, but Steve's right. If you want Gibbs, it has to be at the 101. And yeah, both Who Hames and Coolers in their newly goat horns. Love the goat horns for these guys. Well deserved. Both had 2 running backs, 2 receivers. His 6th place Wildcat week 2 had 3 receivers though. Yeah, I mean it's obviously week dependent. I thought with the way it was last week, it was 2 running backs. Wow, JMO fall if Crutches doesn't take him. I kind of like.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like receiver is just better late, you know.
Yeah.
Because like there's still, you know, like Romeo Dubs is fine, and a lot of times Watson is there, but I think Cards made a good call taking him where he did.
Yeah. No, I think that was smart.
Do you want to double tap these 2 receivers?
Oh yeah, we don't have one yet. Yeah, because I like so many of the quarterbacks. So.
Yeah, quarterback. I'm generally going to wait.
I've only done like 4, but I've noticed that mostly quarterbacks. You know, it is like it is now. The quarterbacks fall because there's again more positional scarcity. I'd be fine with a lot of. You know, you can make a case, even though my 2 favorites are. I guess 3 favorites: Burrow, Mahomes, Dak. You can make a case for all of them.
And what I'll say is, like, even if Dak comes back or Burrow comes back, I would take Burrow with just Chase Brown as my just because in these types of 3-game slates, it's just raw points. And if Burrow outscores every quarterback, it doesn't matter if you don't have the perfect stack with them. I mean, yes, you're in better form if you nail it perfectly, but if Gibbs outscores Chase and Burrow outscores every quarterback, the combo you want is Gibbs Burrow. It's not Chase Burrow.
Yeah.
Because it's impossible to get all 3.
Right. No,
or it's impossible to get Chase and Gibbs. So it's not anything. This is what the difference between, of course, like DraftKings, where you could just pay up for both.
Right. Wait. So what is available? Please.
Dak, Goff, Love.
I mean, I think because we have the double stack, I would do Goff, but I do like Dak point for point better. But
no, I think Goff makes more sense here. But I was just making the point.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying about the Burrow, versus having Chase and that. So okay, Mike said 41,000 plays had 3 wide receivers too. Oh, wow. William says he's been getting JMO with the last pick in his lobby. That's, I mean, recency bias is real. That was, we did not see that coming. We had him in a couple lottos. I did not see that coming against the Giants, which is why I think they could, Dan can't, I just think there could be a bounce back for him.
All right. I'm going to enter another draft. I know we're in a time crunch. So, I'm going to count it down. Enter in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter.
So Charles says was going to go Love, but couldn't pass up on. Last round Lamar. Wow, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, he fell, which that would, obviously, with Andrews, that would have been nice. But Lamar fell because he hasn't been playing as well. So
Okay, so nobody's in with this.
We're the 101 again.
People were giving you were in a 101 with Andrew in one that he put in Discord, right?
Yeah. I mean, this time, do you want to go, Henry?
Yes, please. I would like that. And I would like to try to get like, even if it's like, because we are telling the story that like, Henry probably gets 2 touchdowns if we're taking him at the 101, that maybe we don't force Andrews, and we could do like, maybe like a Burrow Gesicki or something like that.
All right, we'll try.
But yeah, I like that. You want to scare Storny, do the late slate only, the cranberry sauce. Oh, as far as positional scarcity. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even see that, the cranberry sauce option. Always love like FanDuel and Underdog does it with the names of the different contests. That's absolutely fun. Yeah, Who Hames says he's only taking Lamar last round. I agree. Even though, I mean, again, and which is why I do like mixing in some Henry early, is their run defense has been bad. It could be a world where Henry has 2 or 3 touchdowns. So.
Oh yeah, no, this could be a big explosion game for Henry. He's
Yeah.
gained the volume.
Oh yeah.
Last week he didn't have the yards, but he had the touchdowns.
He had 2 last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, which Dallas receiver do you want?
Well, I hope Pickens has a massive day, because for best ball,
we'll go Lamb because Pickens went.
Let's go Lamb. Yeah. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do Lamb, Chase Brown, and then we can do the whole Chase Brown, Gesicki, Burrow? What do you think?
Do you want to?
I am worried about how much Jacobs is going to play. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I know he wants to play. Like, he's pushing for it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I could just see, even if he's active and playing, him not getting the workload we're accustomed to, basically.
Yeah, it's a big game for the Packers. Also, I mean, it's just a huge divisional game.
Well, like Charles said, it's. I mean, every game, it's a massive game for everybody on the slate. There's
but I'm saying like that's. Yes, the Bengals Ravens are divisional. Bengals really don't have playoff chance.
If they run the table, they do.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like Packers Lions, like Packers could not knock the Lions out, but really put them in the hole.
Yeah. Can you go to oh, never mind, we're almost back up. Oh shit. And if Andrews falls back to us, that might, I don't know. What do you want to do? Kind of like Christian Watson too is one of them. But then, or do we take Burrow now? Can you go to the board to see if you're fine with Christian Watson, just to try to strategize who has anybody?
Watson.
Oh, so 2 have quarterbacks. Wait.
Yeah, but Burrow's gonna. I don't think Burrow will get Burrow. We pass.
No, because the Chase guy took Lamar. So scroll down. Could you scroll down? Could you?
He still could take. Like
he can't take Burrow.
I know, but this guy is still probably going to take Burrow.
Oh, all right. Well, then, so you want to take Burrow because you.
Yeah, let's take Burrow. Like we took Andrews last time.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just trying to look at. I mean, that is the strategy here. Is if they have quarterbacks, so we had to dodge one guy who didn't have Chase. That was my. But you're right. He could have taken Burrow, so I'm fine with that because I was the one that threw out the Gesicki thing. So yeah, it would basically be. Yeah, Burrow, Chase Brown, Gesicki with a Henry run back. And then who are other ones on our team?
Lamb and Watson.
Yeah, I like that. Actually, I really do like that.
I mean, we could have waited and then gotten either Dak or Burrow, but we wanted to do a Burrow team. So
yeah, I'm fine with it because hopefully Gesicki.
Hopefully this guy doesn't take. Okay, he took.
That was close.
So I like Gesicki in this matchup a lot. So
I do too. I mean, I just think without Higgins, they're last year when Higgins was out, he really, really elevated.
Yeah.
Higgins is only on one game for my best ball share, so yikes. But Gesicki's on that marathon team, and I think you have a good bit of Gesicki portfolio wide too, don't you?
Yeah. Cards. Yeah. Cards mentions Gibbs fell to the 4. I don't know how.
How did that happen?
This might get thrown out. Mahomes won 2. That sucks.
Wait. Yeah, but it's not like the rest of it doesn't make sense. It's not like they pulled up anybody weird. Okay, so they went Dak with Ferguson. Okay. Yeah, I did not realize Patrick Ricard 2D. Oh God, that would suck. That is pretty crazy. Oh, he got ASB and Gibbs?
No, he took Rice. He's saying the guy should have done
Gibbs
ASB because it would be nobody has that.
That is absolutely true. I said take Andrews, and then you'd have Burrow or Love to choose from because we had Watson. I think it's because we were talking about the Burrow team. So we're waiting for Sprett and Tyler to come on. If you want to rip a different,
No, we can do one more.
Yeah, I meant like, here comes Tyler. Let me bring him on while you're.
I'm gonna jump in, entering in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter.
Oh, is it Phil?
Yeah.
We've got our guy Tyler here. How's it going, Tyler?
It's going good. How's it going, Steve? You feeling better now?
A lot better, yeah.
There you go. That's good to hear.
We got cards in this one also.
Oh, nice.
Got 101. We got the 4.
So Tyler, we're firing up another. What are these ones called? The turkey, the main one. Firing up another turkey here. Just the 3-game slate drafting here. But how are you feeling about this Thanksgiving slate? It's going to be a fun one. But which game of the 3 games? Which one are you the most excited to watch from just a watching perspective?
Probably the first one, Green Bay and Detroit.
Yeah, I think that's going to be.
I mean, it's got the most implications in my eyes.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a really good one. Like I heard you guys drafting. I listened to the show before. I heard you guys drafting the wide receivers. I think you're going to need one of those Green Bay guys in the end.
Yeah. No, I wonder. All right, we got our guy. We got Jamie in here. Jamie, how are you doing?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
We got a little team here. We got another little collab handoff. Steve and I were finishing up doing some, best ball portfolio, DFS, Underdog preview for Thanksgiving. We're ripping a Thanksgiving 3-game slate draft here, and then it'll phase right into your show. Yeah.
Perfect.
And I was telling Steve, I haven't even been paying attention to the draft. What?
I'm going to go ASB, and then do you want to do Rice, Pickens, or Lamb?
I kind of want to get one Pickens team. I mean, we did.
I think it's Lamb week, but that's just my opinion.
You think it's Lamb week? I mean, 2, kind of down weeks. I might just have the best ball brain of wanting more Pickens. But it's your call, Steve. You're going to go Pickens.
I want Pickens. I mean,
you mix it up, yeah.
No doubt been so dominant this year.
So. Jamie, I just asked Tyler, I said, of your 3 games, obviously your team plays in the first one. So not fandom aside, which game, let me ask you it this way. I know that's the one you're most interested in because you're Packers.
Sure. Yeah.
Just a tad. You're just going to care just a tad. Have you arranged your Thanksgiving dinner to be later in the day, I assume?
So our whole family is all Packer fans. So we will do the dinner. I'll go over to my brother's house. We'll watch the game in the morning. I'm in Denver, so it's like 11 o'clock. So then afterwards we'll eat like a little bit of a late lunch, I believe.
Yeah, there you go.
So it works out perfect. But I'm excited for the Baltimore game too. That's gonna be
okay. So is that
honestly all the games are cool too. I like them all. It's a good slate.
It's an amazing. I said this is one of, to my memory, one of the best slates that I can remember. Because we've had Washington 2 years ago. I know Cowboys have played like Washington Giants, I want to say, or something like that. It hasn't been that great for those games, even though they're divisional. Okay, what's coming? Oh, could Andrews falls to us again?
I'll take Andrews. Running back is going to be bad.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize we didn't get a running back.
Yeah.
Wait, hit the running back tab really quick.
We're get some Kareem Hunt touchdowns in there.
Yeah.
I forgot that Pacheco's coming back this week. Oh
Do you
crap!
want to do for the other pick? You want to do JMO? Do you want to do?
Oh, yeah, we could just then we could double stack earmuffs, Jamie. Double stack Goff, I guess. Maybe we do Emmanuel Wilson later and hope that. What's your call on Jacobs, Jamie, as the resident Packers fan? Do they kind of he's active, but they don't go full go with him, or what do you think?
I think he's going to get most of the work, but I do think they're going to use Emmanuel Wilson a little bit too. I think he earned that right too. And historically, Matt LaFleur, prior to last year, he always did kind of like to divvy it up a little bit, like when Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon were there, and even his time in Tennessee. So I do think Emmanuel Wilson will get some work, but I think they held out Jacobs specifically to be a full go this week. But
we could. Oh, yeah. With David Montgomery, we have 2 of the passing, so that makes no sense to do Montgomery. So I think we're stuck here with Emmanuel Wilson or Kareem Hunt, Steve.
No, I think we're going Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I think Kareem Hunt has a good chance. I think he's still going to be the goal line back.
He's still going to get the goal line work.
Yeah. So, Goff, Kareem Hunt here, I think makes a ton of sense.
I'm not falling for the Monty's getting more carries line anymore from Underdog.
Yeah.
I know. I bought into that again last week. I was like, I am so contrarian. And then I'm like, and it was for a reason.
Yeah.
Jamie, I was telling Steve, and we were talking about our best ball portfolio. I was telling how you said you appreciate. So we're going to go Goff Hunt, right? Yeah. How you said you diversified this year, doing a lot of different some of those smoother advance rate contests.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't believe we're 2 weeks away from playoffs.
I know. It's always so bittersweet because it's the time where it's the most fun, but also it's the time where it's almost over. So
I know I hate it. I struggle with that so much too. I know I'm the same way. I'm I don't want it to be over when people are rushing the season. I'm like, no, I hate not football season.
Yeah, but you guys do a lot of the stuff. Is it the big board that kind of comes out
it comes out as the playoffs are ending. I mean, obviously playoff best ball is kind of already out. And
yeah.
I mean, but the big ones like the gauntlet and the mitten, they're not out yet.
Sure.
But I told Steve, I was like, I'm not touching playoff best ball until after week 17 because I am ridiculously superstitious this year. So if I draft one of my guys that I need in best ball, and then I'll be like, why did I draft him in playoff best ball? I put a jinx on it or something. So
right. No, I get it. I definitely do.
Steve, I forgot who else was in this draft.
Cards.
Okay, could you read our 2 teams, and then I'll take this off the screen, and then.
So cards went Henry, Kelsey, Mahomes, Christian Watson, Emmanuel Wilson, and Xavier Worthy.
Nice.
We went ASB Pickens, Mark Andrews, JMO, Goff, Kareem Hunt. Nice.
I like it. Let me catch up with chat, and then we will chat it up ourselves, wait for Tyler or wait for spread. And then Steve and I will head out. You guys will of course do NFL betting card, of course. Okay. Who Aim says that last one won't get thrown out. That's good. Steve, are you ducking Mike Robb? Steve's ducking me like he owes me chops. Oh, about getting in the drafts. That's hysterical. Jamie says, what's up, Tyler? I think it would be big for us to hear what Tyler is thankful for. Tyler, do you want to tell people what you're thankful for? Is it Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Mike Tomlin. We'll roll with that one.
I love it.
Pickens, I think, is better matched with the KC corners. I just need Pickens keep rolling for best ball, so I'm fine.
Pickens is dominating everyone.
Yeah.
Which quarterback do you guys think throws for the most yards on Thanksgiving?
I think Mahomes.
Burrow.
Say Burrow.
Sorry, Mike Robb, but Burrow has just destroyed. He and Chase are just destroyed. But
especially in prime time.
Yeah. I mean, primetime Burrow. I mean, what was it? It was a Thursday night game last year, and it was
that was the big one. Him and Chase.
Oh my gosh, it was just.
I played them both in fantasy that week, and I was down 150 points in 20 minutes.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not used to. I really haven't done the season long fantasy anymore. So, Jamie says hello, Jamie.
Fellow Jamie. I love it.
Yeah, the Jamies are saying hi. We'll bring spread in a minute. We got So yeah, Who Hames wants to have an even amount of Pickens Lamb.
Yeah.
Got our guy Coolers in here. Another one, Who Hames Coolers both got the goat horns from this past week. So again, a big congrats to them. So AZ Charles says, if Green Bay needs to throw the ball more, I hope we see more Wilson. We got our guy Aaron Sandy in here. What is going on? He's joined us in the Discord. We'd love to see that. So absolutely love it. Let me first remove this. Then can we still bring on Spread? We got like a little five-person booth here. Spread, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for letting me join today, and I'm excited to talk some NFL football with you guys.
I know. Well, yeah, Steve and I just talked best ball portfolio, Thanksgiving slate, how we applied to DFS, how we applied to Underdog drafts, ripped a couple Underdog drafts. We'll, of course, be handing it over for the NFL betting card. But any you guys like to give some hot takes? Any questions you have for Steve and I before we head out?
Steve, who's the best team in football?
I think it's the Rams.
Yeah.
It's hard to say it's not the Rams right now.
I mean, I know
got to be the Rams.
I know the Bucks were a little banged up, but they just went in and just made the Bucks look like the Titans, you know.
Yeah, that was bad. They beat up on them. I don't think there's a team close to them right now either. Like the AFC is just a shit show, to be honest. And nobody outside of the Rams in the NFC. Like Philly's defense, elite. Offense doesn't look good at times.
Yeah.
So,
Philly and Seattle are just too inconsistent. And same with the Lions. All three of them are great teams when they're on. And, you know, Packers to an extent as well. But they're just too inconsistent. And Rams, like, yes, Philly beat the Rams on a blocked field goal. You know, but it's like, how often is that going to happen? And then and same with the 49ers. Like 49ers, good team, just too banged up. They got a lucky win against the Rams because of, you know, just a few balls bouncing the right way. But yeah, Rams are just too good week in, week out.
Yeah.
I feel like an absolute idiot because and listen, hindsight's 2020, you know, there are guys that were like, oh, they're injury prone or this is going to happen. And, you know, because of whatever injury history or what's going on in training camp, let me stay away. But the minute I heard about his back, I didn't touch Matt Stafford one other time. I was like, this guy's not going to make it through 4 weeks. And he looks like he's the damn MVP. So shame on me. Then I drafted a good bit of Devontae still because he was still going like third round, but I didn't draft much Puka. And I just stayed off Matthew Stafford, who now looks like he's running away with the MVP. So that's a big whoopsie on my part.
No, I was with you there too. I think Devontae Adams, man, he's like the MVP whisperer, right? Like he won 2 MVPs with, or Rodgers won 2 MVPs with him. Now Stafford's going to. It's those 1 yard touchdowns, man. They get down to the 1 yard line. He's like he's just too good. He's literally uncoverable. One of my favorite receivers of all time. It hurt my soul when the Packers had to let him go. But
yeah, no, absolutely. We got
happy for him at least.
So good in the red zone.
Oh my God, he's ridiculous. And that's why, especially on Underdog, we loved him too. Like, and why I had Puka a little lower and you said it all draft season, Steve, like this is the one, like 1A, 1B where he could have more touchdowns. He could have more fantasy points than Puka.
And I said this because Puka only had 9 career touchdowns coming in this year, and he actually has like 4 or whatever this year. And I think that's what it is. I think Puka has 13 career touchdowns. Adams has 11 on the year. Yeah. Like Adams could, by the end of the year, have more touchdowns than Puka does through 3 years. Yeah. That's just, you know, he's just too freaking good.
He's too good.
That's crazy. Oh, we got our guy, Mike Robb, with a super chat. Look at him. We love you, Mike Robb. We appreciate you. We are thankful for you on this Thanksgiving week. Best team in football, easy, man. It's fan speak, which makes me think I got to play the song one more time for these guys. Jamie, our guy, Jamie in chat, has produced a song. He produced a song for Degen Dads. He produced a song for us, gave Steve and I a little love, but we're going to take the chorus, which is about the whole Fan Speak team, and Bruni's going to make a new open for us. So big, again, shout out to Jamie for that. I'll play that in a minute so these guys can hear it. But Mike Robb, we appreciate you. That's so sweet. Earmuffs on this one, Jamie. I believe Packers have a 0 chance to beat 3 playoff teams. Do you have a response for Who Hames on that?
I mean, I guess it depends who those playoff teams are. If they play the Bears in round 1, I will be putting the mortgage on the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to tell you that much. But we'll see. We'll see. I think they might be starting to play their best football coming up now. So we'll be talking about that too in a little bit. So stay tuned for the Packers-Lions breakdown. I'm sure people will
There
like
we
that
go.
one.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Spread, any more questions? Spread,
Oh,
Tyler?
yeah. I've been waiting. So, Steve, as you can see, I'm wearing my Raiders jacket, which means at this point of the year, the season's over. We're looking forward to next year. In my mind, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this, there's only 2 quarterbacks worth drafting this year, and that's Francisco Mendoza and Dante Moore out in Oregon. Number one, what do you think of each one of those men? And do you think there is maybe some quarterbacks that I am leaving out of my list because I'm pessimistic?
I heard it's a bad class. I heard next year is like the one to wait for.
It's definitely. I mean, we'll have to see. It's Mendoza 100%. Dante Moore, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he stays another year at Oregon. I really wouldn't.
Really?
I think it depends, obviously, how this closes and everything, because he very well could be the number 2 quarterback and go in the top, 5. But I don't know. He before this year, obviously had a very mixed bag at UCLA and everything. So he might want another year seasoning, like some of the other quarterbacks, like obviously Arch is not coming out. Sellers,
Right.
Lenore Sellers, I don't think is coming out. And even if they did, like they're very much projects. And then some other guys. So yeah, it looks like a much weaker quarterback year than anyone thought going into the year. And no, I mean, right now I feel most confident about Mendoza. Beyond that, even more, I have a few question marks on like I think he could be an average NFL starter. I'm just not sold he's like a top tier starter, NFL starter. So yeah, it's not a good quarterback year. And it's tough because from the Raiders' perspective, obviously you need that.
Why is everybody saying next year? Are they thinking, okay, Arch another year? Who else next year is projected to?
Well, like some of these young guys like Lenore Sellers, who, came in with a lot of hype, but he's clearly raw, very athletic. There's just a few other guys who, they're hoping will be more seasoned then. But yeah, I mean, excuse me, every year everyone thought Drew Aller was going to come in this year and be the guy, and then
I was going to ask you about him. Are we out on Aller? I was really high on him last year, and it feels like he's not even being discussed anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, the season just went totally crap. I mean, they got James Franklin fired, and it's not all on him, but didn't come in through big games, wasn't able to carry the team through that mess. So I mean, he'll get drafted and he'll be given a shot, but
is he an actual senior?
I think
yes, he can't go back because I thought he would go back after last year, and I don't think he's
I'm pretty sure this was his last year of eligibility.
And speaking of that, just like Moore, he might end up being a good player, but is he worth the top 10 pick? If that's the cost, as a Raiders fan, and we never do what I like because a running back at 6 is ridiculous. I would prefer to shore up either the offensive and the defensive line and take a shot on Aller. I mean, he might be around in the 3rd, right?
Yeah, I think it all depends on how many quarterbacks actually declare. Because there's a lot of teams that are going to be looking for quarterbacks.
Yeah, but the other question then becomes like, where do the Mac Joneses of the world end up, right? Like, did they find themselves, a spot next year? At least like maybe.
Well, Mac, if I'm San Francisco, there's no way I let him go, and he's under team control for another year.
Yeah,
I can't imagine. I can't imagine they would trade him unless some team offered a 1st round or maybe a high 2nd. But I mean, just with the way that Purdy's injury prone, and then the way he was playing last night, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I could see some team offering maybe not that much, but enough to make it worth the 49ers while. But yeah, I mean, and same with Jacoby Brissett. Like, do the Cardinals just bring him back and trade away Kyler Murray somewhere?
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of quarterback shifting. What did the Falcons do? What did the Jets do? Saints, I don't think they're locked in with Tyler Shock. So, of course, the Browns, so there's going to be a lot of quarterback shifting around next year.
Quarterback carousel, as we like to say. Let me go to the chat.
one more scouting question, Steve. Or
Sure.
you can go to the chat first, Meg, and then I'll give him my next.
Well,
scouting
it's for
question.
you. It's for you, Spread. Jamie, he said that he's making these songs. You'll hear the Fans Speak new one in a minute, or a few minutes. He made a Raiders Nation heavy metal song for his buddy on his channel.
Mhm.
He was a guest on a show talking Raiders Browns. He has sent it to you. So check it out after the stream.
Oh, that'll give me something to do. It's probably a death metal song because rooting for the Raiders is about the same as putting your fandom to death. Steve.
Best of all on call. Just a quick shout out here. Much love to Fan Speak crew. Hope you're feeling better, Steve. Thankfully, we do have Steve back in the YouTube streets. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Spread.
I love the running back from Ole Miss, and I want to know your thoughts on him. I almost want to say his last name's Lacey.
What is it? The name just gave me right. It's not late. It's like that.
It starts with an L though, right? It's Louis or is
it? It might be Lacey.
I'll look it up right now.
Q1 Lacey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't pronounce. Is it Kiwan or Kiwan?
I think it's Kaiwan. I'm terrible with name pronunciation, so I'm not the person to ask.
Yeah.
No, this is one area. The running back class is going to be super strong. Not just Love at the top.
Wow.
Yeah.
And both Penn State running backs are good.
Yeah, they are good. Was it Singleton and somebody?
Singleton and Allen.
Yeah.
Ketron Allen. It's going to be another strong running back year. Receiver is going to be like middle, like probably not as good as like 2 years. It'll be, I think, in between these last 2 years for the NFL draft. Tight end, the dude from Oregon is a freak. Sadiq the Freak.
He's a stud.
He is so good.
He's going to be like a first-round tight end?
Oh, yeah.
And to touch on the receivers, Steve, it feels like there's like a big three between Tyson, the USC kid, Mekhi Lemon, and the one at South Carolina. Was it Nick Harbor or Nick Neighbor?
Yeah.
Those three seem like the main three.
Does the Ohio State guy have to stay another year?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Tate can come out, and Tate will probably be like Ohio State just produces receivers
for university,
and there's receivers it's gonna be pretty strong, but you nailed it. Like Tyson and Lemon, especially, I think are like top 10 talent. Top 10, top 15 talent. So
you have to wonder.
I can't wait to push Tyler to draft all these guys next fall, right? And pass over Jonathan Taylor so we can take advantage of some of these guys.
that might be the take of the summer right there, the Josh Jacobs over JT one. That one aged the worst.
You wouldn't let me draft JSN. We're not doing this.
Spread. Tyler showed me some of it, or he sent to the FanSpeak group chat. Some of you guys have some DK, playoff teams. I can't wait. I want one of those teams to get to the Millie finals. That would be.
I just got needle spread a little bit more just because I remember drafting this one team and we were drafting. He's like, we just burned this one. We didn't win it. Spread. It's the KC team with Rice, or the day before he got suspended.
And then the guy in the chat, I can't remember who it was, but you said something about me killing the wide receiver room, and then you drafted Rashee Rice with the very next pick.
Yep.
What place is that team in? Is it hanging in, or is it not good?
Yeah, it's one of the ones in the money.
First. Yeah,
that's one of the ones you said. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we just don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
No, and Spread, I'm glad you're asking these questions, because for people in chat, Steve has been our resident scout. You'll hear it as part of the song that Jamie created. Scouting since 2012, he was down to Senior Bowl for almost a decade. He is our scouting guy that helped him finish fourth in the big board. Hopefully helps us have some good best ball finishes this year. And, it's going to be big board season before you know it. Here we're about to have these best ball sweats, and then it's playoff best ball, and then the big board drops like right as the NFC, AFC championships are happening. At least that's what it was last year.
Isn't that the best part about this?
Yeah. It doesn't end. Yeah, because I only like you guys other sports. I only like football. I'm year-round football.
Well, and since Twitter and Reddit ruined my attention span, I can't watch baseball anymore. So this gives me something to do all summer.
Love it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I got to play you this song. As Jamie said, Where did he say that in here? I lost it. No, but Jamie, yeah, turn your radios up, folks. We got another banger. This is from Jamie here. He writes in, these creations. He did one for Degen Dads. So I have it turned up. He created one for Fan Speak, and we're going to make the chorus our new open. Bruni's going to do that. So for a second time, and then we'll get to the NFL betting card. This is the Fan Speak remix from Jamie.
Look, you only get one shot to draft it right. No do-overs, no trades tonight. Megan, Steve, sharp sibs, locked tight. Built the Fan Speak grind from late nights and insight. Let's grow. Let's cash. Let's rise. Fan Speak. Fan Speak, where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fan Speak. No cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Megan, Steve, that OG vision. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission, yo. Steve's been scouting since 2012, no hype, just truth. Film grind, savage born in the booth. From prospects raw to that breakout youth. Knows the data code, that's the shop's improved. Blueprint drawn on a long night grind. Eyes on tape while they scroll the timeline. Best ball finalist, skill refined. Every pick got purpose, design aligned. No luck, no bluff, that's pure execution. Years in the lab, draft evolution. Fan Speak, hustle, wrestle, straight revolution. Built from the mud to a money solution. Fan Speak, where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fan Speak, no cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Megan, Steve, that OG vision. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission. Man got that spark, she's wired for war. Eyes lock in when the crowd want more. Game script queen, she reads, she scores. Every slate flip clean, every stat she tore. She built that wave from a grind unseen. Turn small town hustle to a winning machine. Pressure don't shake her, lights don't blind. She got plays pre-written in the mastermind mind. From spreadsheets deep to that primetime mic. Megan, Steve run leagues, it's a Fan Speak life. Numbers stack up, every bet precise. Now the network climbs like a franchise rise. From the draft board stress to the Sunday spread, Fan Speaks that voice that's inside your head. Best ball DFS, NFL bets, they built it brick by brick, no regrets. Fan Speak team, printing money since day one. Fan Speak, forever.
Jamie, we freaking love you. Thank you very, very, very much. Guys, what do you think about JB's creation?
Yo, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. That was actually fire. That was actually really, really good.
I wasn't expecting a full-length song. I thought we were just getting like a
9.9 out of 10.
Exactly.
It's a Scattaboo reference, and it would have been perfect. I
said to Bernie,
what's he going to rhyme with Scattaboo? I got to hear it.
No, that's why he writes this and puts it together. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And so we thank you, Jamie. I'm glad we got to hear it a second time. I'm glad the guys like it too. And this will, the chorus, because the chorus is about the whole Fan Speak team, will be part of our new open. So Spread, you don't have an open to play anymore because I took the other one off.
He can't do the show, Meg. It's over.
I know. I heard when I got off last week, you were like, Spread, you had to do it. You had to do it. So there's no, you have to just end the show at the end. You know, you can't do the open, but don't worry. New stuff's coming. Bruni's behind the scenes. And I did tell him, I said, don't put any players in. I'm so superstitious. You can't have any players in it, right? But I said, but you could put a Scattaboo backflip tendant because he's already been taken from our lives this year.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So that would be awesome. We'll find out. We will start playing the new open hopefully sometime next week. But that's what Andrew said. He was like, I was expecting a couple bars, and he was like, it was a full length song. And if you haven't heard the Degen Dads one, it's amazing too. Have you guys heard the Degen Dads one?
I have not.
Okay, you guys, this is the open that Bruni created. So I'll just play the Degen Dads open.
It ain't just the wins, it's the ride, the vibe. Degen Dads forever, keep the dream alive. Degen Dads, Friday night bangers. Touchdown pops flying like a Vegas Ranger. From best ball streets to the prop bet throne. Stacking green tickets, we never grind alone. Degen Dads, turn the slate to gold. High risk, high reward, watch the story unfold. 9 4:30 Eastern, YouTube lights flash. DJ Nation rise. Let's freaking catch.
So it was a whole song, but he took the
That's sweet.
chorus. Isn't it awesome? I love it.
that. I love that.
So the new open will be out soon, thanks to Jamie. And we thank everybody in chat, and Mike Robb, his super chat, everybody joining us in chat. It doesn't end now, though. It's just starting more. You're getting more good Thanksgiving content. NFL betting card starts now. Anything else you have for our Steve and I before we head out?
What's your favorite?
That'll be enough on my rookie quizzes for now, Steve. But I'm going to have more coming here. I got to figure out the offensive lineman we need because, oh, man.
All of them.
Unbelievable. So I might even need a coach recommendation here too, because I think Carol's going to be heading to the senior special with me and Mike Robb here a little later.
I think so.
What's your guys' favorite prop for the Thursday games? Since we won't be able to talk about them.
I'm going to be digging deep on research here in a little bit, but I would say I'm just going to keep following the trend of target tight ends against the Bengals.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews anytime touchdown, maybe Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely anytime touchdown. Sure as hell worked for Hunter Henry last week. He had a touchdown, over 100 yards. Yeah. So that was nice. That has been just a funnel that you can it's been almost like printing gold each week following that. So right now off the top of my head, but tonight is my big research night. And again, tomorrow, Andrew, Justin, I think Steve's going to be joining them. Are going to rip some more drafts. Be sure to join that. And then we got some content Friday as well. How about you? Do you have an early one, Tyler?
I do not. I was trying to get your guys' opinion.
Steve, that was mine off the top.
I mean, Andrews and I kind of like what you said, like either do, and one thing you could do is like Andrews touchdown likely over his yards to like combo those. But probably my other one would be another from that game is Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I just think he's gained the volume. Lamar's not looking 100%. Bengals are bad against the run. I know they slowed down Henderson and the Patriots, but a lot of that I think was Henderson and the Patriots offensive line, especially with the guys going out in that game. And in the on the flip side, I kind of like Gesicki. He got 6 targets first game back. Now he's back with Burrow. No Higgins. We saw games without Higgins last year. He had like 8-10 targets almost every game without it. Out Higgins last year and probably total negative game script. So
I was just going to say, let's just build a whole damn SGP for that game, because if it's anything like past Ravens Bengals games, if Burrow is what we think he's going to be, if Chase does what he does to the Ravens, sorry, Mike Robb, earmuffs. But if it is typically what the Ravens Bengals games that we're used to, then just fire up over Burrow, passing maybe 3 touchdowns, over Chase, over Gesicki, over Henry, Andrews touchdown or over one of their yards, the tight end spot. You can build a lotto with that, because if it does what the past games have done, those should be the guys that go off.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, I am thankful for all of you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, a very profitable Thanksgiving. Of course, we appreciate you. I'm sure Steve and I will both be jumping in chat here shortly. But have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and everybody watching, have a wonderful, safe, happy, profitable Thanksgiving. And check out content tomorrow with the guys.
Actually, Meg, I have one more question. In the Shoop household, how do you guys time dinner? Because I can imagine football is a pretty big deal. I mean, do you just try and make sure that it's served like the second game ends? That way you guys don't miss a snap?
Yeah, that's the funny thing is I have so much riding on. I'm so invested in so many players playing on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's hard. This one might either be like a really late one, but I don't want to miss because I want to see all the Dallas games. Or do we do like an early lunch, like JT said his family's doing? Like I don't know. The Shops have not planned our mealtime yet, and it's hard. It's like what piece of what game you might be a little distracted during. It's tough because this is the last year is like, the Cowboys Giants, who cares about that?
We ate during that game. It was Cooper Rush versus Drew Lock. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush versus Drew Lock. We were like, clearly, I think most of America was eating during Cooper Rush versus Drew Lock last year. We don't have that this year. Every game's so good. So the time has not been decided, but a very excellent question spread. So,
all right. Oh, Mary.
Thanksgiving to
Thanksgiving to you guys too.
And
Yes.
Spread skipping a holiday.
What'd you say? Spread skipping.
Happy New Year.
All right, guys. You guys have a great one, and I will see you later.
Later.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Spread.
All right, yeah, we'd like to wish everybody except for Pete Carroll a very happy Thanksgiving, and we'd like to dive right in and start overreacting. I have no music to start with. Tyler, take me away. I'm feeling lost.
I was gonna say, how you gonna do this, buddy? I was like, he doesn't have his button to go to.
Yeah.
He can't give his normal spiel, but I mean, we could just dive right back into what we were talking about earlier before you guys jumped on. I mean, best team in football. We talked about it last week. I think they proved it a little bit more on Sunday night. Who's beating the Rams outside of themselves?
Yeah, they're. I mean, definitely the best team so far. I'm obviously biased against my Packers, but I do have a plus 2,500 Rams ticket that I took this offseason. So if it's not the Packers, give me the Rams. And plus, I love Devontae, so I would always root for Devontae to get a chance to win a ring. I'm just so glad he's not in the miserable Las Vegas Raider organization anymore, and actually gets to play for a team that gets to compete.
We're just kicking people where they're on the ground, huh?
It's
Jamie
all
walks by. I'm drunk in the gutter. Rather than helping me up and get me an Uber, he just kicks me and keeps on going.
He drives past, splashes the puddle on you.
I had to throw. I had to throw just a little shot. Oh,
that was great. But yeah, I mean, their offense just seems uncoverable. Their defense is pretty much rebuilt and one of the better ones in the league. They turned Emmanuel Forbes, who was a terrible corner, into something that can cover now. So it's just like this team is just they're almost elite everywhere on the field. So it's gonna be tough to beat them. They remind me of Philly last year, where it's like, man, around this time last year, Philly was just on that stretch where they were just beating up on teams. Saquon was running rampant. It was like, I don't know who's gonna beat this team. And in the end, they just kind of strolled to the Super Bowl and won it. So yeah, I think the Rams might follow that same path.
Yeah. And so let's talk about this a little bit, because I'll be one to admit when I have things wrong, and I don't see things always. I read things as well from people who know a lot more than me. And Jamie, you had talked about this before, and I think, I'm starting to see the light really on how bad that loss of Kellen Moore was for this Philadelphia offensive design. And obviously I don't see it, when I'm just watching the game, not on all 22 on the normal channel. But they're just saying these route tree, and it's just so easy for opposing defenses. And that actually might be the reason, because I actually think they have a better roster, top to bottom. I just think that, you have one guy who's maximizing his roster and another guy who's doing almost, minimizing the ability and the talents that those guys have there in Philadelphia. So up until last week, I think I would have said that, but they had a golden opportunity to really put up a high score. And I know the Cowboys defense has improved, but I think it's improved to about average. And if you're really a Super Bowl team, I think you should be able to put up more than 21, especially considering the circumstances when you needed those points. I mean, if it was 21-3, okay, whatever. But, you saw Dallas start to come back and you still can't draw anything up. I think the coaching could be the major reason why the Eagles aren't able to repeat.
Yeah, I agree with that. You look at their last 5 years. Made Super Bowl with Sirianni as head coach, Steichen and Gannon as your coordinators. Steichen and Gannon leave. Following year, you get the what, like 11-1 before San Francisco beat up on them, and then they just tailed off from there. They lose in the first round. They hire Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio.
Yep.
They go right back to the Super Bowl and win it with ease. and they lose Kellen Moore, and now it looks like they're going to flame out in the end. So that I think Sirianni is one of them coaches. He needs elite coordinators around him to win.
Yep.
I could say the same thing about my guy in Pittsburgh. They just won't give him coordinators.
Yeah.
Hey, Chip Kelly's available.
We don't want,
says
that's the last thing I need.
Yeah, what a joke. I think we need to question if Hurts can't process info at the speed required for more complex. I don't think we need to question that because I think he showed it under two different coordinators who ran more complex systems.
Yeah.
But now we're down to Tecmo Bowl.
I don't think
four
he's
options
one of those
here.
Quarterbacks either. Like Rodgers, for instance, or even who else could we use to? Like Jaden Daniels, even to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that can go in there and you can call a play that's very simple, and that player can turn that play into something it's way more than it was. Maybe audible a guy somewhere, motion a guy over, or just scramble around and make a play out of something that's not there. Hurts is able to run, but he's more of a system quarterback in the end. Like, this dude doesn't make plays on his own. So you put him in a great system, he will excel. You tell him to go out there and make something out of nothing, this is what you're going to get.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. So,
And Saquon just regressing way worse than I expected. I thought he would regress somewhat. This is way worse.
I think some of that scheme, though, when you're not tricking the defense.
But Tank Bigsby, every time Tank Bigsby touches the ball, he gets like 8 or 9 yards. So it's like,
I do think it's the fall off, and the reason why. Remember, Tyler, I wouldn't draft Barkley just off the usage.
And I know PFF grades don't mean much in the end, and these can kind of be skewed. But Tank Bigsby's the highest rated running back of the entire NFL when it comes to PFF.
He's looked good every time.
Saquon's ranked Saquon's ranked in like the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah.
So I think that is another big problem, that they can't establish this run to where these guys are just like, we have no choice but to stack the box and leave these guys in single coverage, which probably also helped out a ton last year.
Speaking of overuse, you know who I'm going to be telling you to draft all next summer, Tyler? Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah.
They're running McCaffrey into the ground.
Well, they're slowly starting to. They split it last week, and they started to split it this week.
You can see they're starting to.
They
change
know.
Up. I think at the beginning
Robinson.
they had to.
I'm targeting him in Dynasty too. I can't wait till the draft. I'm going to try and drop a draft pick. When everyone gets rookie fever, and get Robinson on my bench.
I don't hate that.
All right, Jamie, your hot take for Week 12.
Honestly, don't even really have a hot take. Just want to say that this is my absolute favorite slate of the year. Every year, Thanksgiving is like, to me, it's opening day or opening weekend. It's divisional round playoffs, and then it's Thanksgiving weekend. We get the 3 great games this year on Thursday. Then you get the Black Friday game, which also should be a good game. And then you get the normal slate, and everything's at high stakes at this point, right? It's getting down to crunch time. A lot of these games, a lot of importance in almost every single one of them. So I'm just excited to break it down. So I have no hot take this week. Boring, I know, but I'm just excited for this one. It's also, too, probably the most confident, which might be a bad thing, that I've actually been all season long as from a betting perspective. I have a lot of plays.
I felt that way
like.
too. You know how I've been saying I don't like this week?
Exactly.
I was like, easy. So I can't wait to see where we land. So let's just skip the hot takes. We can do that next week. And let's dive right in. Jamie, what's your first bet? Well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We've been on for 2 hours already, but let's just actually start. We'll break down the 3 games. So those won't count for your best bets. And then we'll each give best bets for the rest of the slate. So let's talk about perfect. Going to you, Jamie. The Green Bay Packers travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. I'm trying to think. The Lions are coming off
the overtime win against the Giants.
An overtime win. Yeah. I was like, it was almost going to be a loss. It felt like it for a second. So I can't wait to hear what you guys have to think about that. I'm going to keep it simple. I like the Lions minus 2.5, but I'm sure you're going to have a much more extended breakdown on the other side. Talk to me.
No, this is Green Bay. I've said it all season long. You fade Green Bay when they are big favorites, and you take Green Bay when the spread is closer. They're underdogs. I just think that they've played better than the Lions for majority of the year, but specifically the second half of the season. I mean, since Week 7, Detroit ranks 14th in offensive EPA. They rank 17th in defensive EPA. Jared Goff ranks 23rd in EPA plus completion percentage over expectation. I just think this team hasn't looked all that great. I think their offensive line is actually causing some issues. And I just think Green Bay is just an outright better team. Like I said, I say it every week, right? I'm like, when they were against the Giants, I was like, no, don't take Green Bay. They're probably not going to cover the spread. But just plus 2.5. And to be fair, I did get this at plus 3, but honestly, I don't care. I just think that they win outright. I also think that this Green Bay defense is starting to click. Through the first 6 weeks of the season, they only had 2 takeaways. These last 6 weeks, they have 9. So they're starting to turn the ball over or create takeaways. They're getting pressure on the quarterback. Michael Parsons is getting into a massive groove here. I just think, like I said, that Green Bay is just the better football team. I think they're playing better right now. And I have a few props that I actually like from this game, but I'll wait to hear your guys' thoughts first on the Green Bay plus 3, but or plus 2.5, whatever it is, or just money line straight up. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Like I said, I just think anytime Green Bay's an underdog, anytime it's a lower spread, I like to back the Packers, but I will stay away from them when they are the 7-point favorites or more. And it's been my theme all year. It's worked majority of the weeks, so I'm gonna keep it going this week.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much of a breakdown. I just love the Lions at home. And I like the revenge spot. I don't have the stats up, but I'll look it up while Tyler's giving his breakdown. But these division rivals that are of equal strength coming off the loss, we know how dominant that week 1 win was for the Packers. And I think some of this reason is, and, same thing happens in basketball too, in the playoff series. Who's going to have more to work on their film, right? I mean, the Packers put forth almost a flawless performance there against the Lions, where I'm sure the Lions and their coaching staff see a lot that they're
I will
just correct. So.
I just want to say real quick, in week 1, Parsons only played about 40% of the team snaps. He is now a full-time player. So I definitely think if we thought he made an impact in game 1, I think that's going to continue to be increase this week. And one other counterpoint, and this might mean nothing, but the Packers are coming off a blowout win where they got to rest all their starters at the end of the game. And the Lions are coming off a very tough, grinded out win that went to overtime. Granted, overtime was not very long.
So you're telling me I get to buy low on the Lions. Love it. Sell high on the Packers. Sign me up. The first time they covered a spread over 6 points in like 17 years. I love it. Oh, and also, Jamie, I forgot what my hot take was going to be, but you bringing up EPA again. Monday night would be one of my exhibits on why EPA is such a flawed stat. Because didn't you say that guy, Brock Purdy, is a top 5 EPA guy over the past 8 years or something? You're telling me that's a top 5 quarterback? It just proves the stat is so flawed.
It's not flawed. What you're looking at is you're looking at a historical sample versus a 1-game sample. It's not predictive saying that just because that guy has played at this level that he is going to play at this level next game. I'm just saying the number 1 on the EPA was Patrick Mahomes. I feel like that's probably aligned to what we all think. I just think you always get that confused. It is not necessarily predictive of what is going to happen next game. It is looking at historical context.
Just put the backup in sample, and he's better than the guy they paid all the money.
He really is, though.
Yeah,
and if you think about it, from
you know how much shit I caught for saying that like 8 weeks ago. When he was hurt, I was like, yeah, bro, it doesn't matter. Like, they were, how many points do you lose for taking him out? I said, none. I said, they're the same guy. They were like, you are. I got called wild names for that one. In that
system, they are. I agree with
you. Yes, he fits Kyle Shanahan's system to a T. Mac Jones does. That is exactly why they wanted to draft him a couple years ago, but they got bullied into drafting Trey Lance. So, in the end, the guy you wanted is kind of sitting behind the guy you're forced to play because you gave him what?
I bet you Trey Lance had an excellent EPA.
I mean, he
played like 4 games.
He threw the ball like 6 times.
Well, I wonder what his college EPA was. I'm talking about his college EPA. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just messing around. Tyler, break the tie. I'm on the Lions. Jamie gave a much more in-depth breakdown. My breakdown's almost just me being a hater, but so be it. That's what this show needs. Break the tie. Lions or Packers to kick us off there on Thursday morning.
Give me the Packers.
Afternoon for you guys.
I'm on the Cheeseheads. I think they win the game. I think Detroit's kind of going in the other direction. The injury reports, too. Like, you look at some of these guys that could be coming back. Like, Golden could be back. Jaden Reed could be back. That is big. That is the main target for their offense. there would be a full go if he's back. Glass now didn't practice today, Monday or Tuesday. Like this team, they're beat up. Penny Sewell has been banged up for a few weeks. He goes in and out of games. Just like Jamie said, their offensive line isn't helping Goff, and Goff can't play under pressure. They are going to get pressure on Goff. So I like Jordan Love's passing prop in this at 225. I think he throws for like 280 yards. So
my man.
I'm on his over. I think they win the game. So I'm on Jordan Love and I'm on the Packers.
I absolutely love it. And I'll just bounce off that real quick because I do have a few props that I do like. Tyler said he loves the yards. I like the yards too. I like Jordan Love over 1.5 touchdowns. Last week he had 0, but they only threw the ball 21 times. I think he threw the ball 7 times in the second half. Just because JJ McCarthy thankfully did not allow the Green Bay Packers to have to throw. So they were just getting 5-6 yards on a clip on the ground. I like his over 19.5 completions. I think the Packers are going to throw more. I also love Christian Watson over 48.5 receiving yards. Quite a bit, to be honest. In addition to that, I love taking a shot on Christian Watson, most receiving yards at plus 1,700. I think obviously the odds on favor are going to be guys like Chase and Lamb, but I think that this should probably be closer to like plus 1,200, plus 1,100, to be honest with you. Since he's been a full-time player, so this is excluding his rookie year, he's played in Detroit twice. Both those games, he had 114 yards. The second one, he had 98 yards. He's the Packers' man beater. He has like a 3.1 yards per route run versus man coverage dating back to last year. Detroit plays man coverage at a top 10 rate. So I think this is a really good spot for Christian Watson and the Packers offense in general and Love. So I'm all for it. So I love Tyler's call too about back in.
You get a 22-1 on that on DK. Him to lead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I need to look at that because 1,700 was on FanDuel. Yeah, that's a good call. 2,200. It's just raw. That's just wrong.
Can Reed play this week or is he not allowed to go?
He can play. I just got an update. LaFleur just did his press conference, and like classic Matt LaFleur says, you'll know. He said noon on Thursday if Reed is playing is what he said. He will give zero indication of
if he's in. I want his touchdown prop if he's in.
Yeah, I think so too. He'll probably play limited, but he'll play probably specifically in the red zone. I think he'll get a lot of look in the red zone too, and maybe just a deep pass or two. Yeah, so I like a look on that too if he plays.
Jamie, I still hope you're able to enjoy your meal after Jahmyr Gibbs runs for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns in a win. Also, NFL favorites to perform very well against the spread on Thanksgiving Day with a record of 40-20 ATS since 2004. With that in mind, Tyler, are you going to join me in taking the Kansas City Chiefs? I'm going to listen. I'm just killing my camera.
No, I'm definitely with you on the Chiefs. I mean, I thought they should have won last week. They came close. Oh, no, they did end up winning that game. Yeah, they looked like they were going to lose, and they came back and beat the Colts. So I think now you're going to lay a -3 against a Dallas defense. Dallas is coming off that big win against Philly, but we just talked about Philly. We don't think their offense is anything. They can't push this defense to stay in the game. Kansas City could score points at will, and they're going to be able to throw all over this defense. Dallas improved their run defense with Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson. Their pass defense is still putrid. Rashee Rice, Worthy, all these guys are going to have a day. They're going to put up 28 plus. And I just think it's a big Kansas City day. Like, they're going to win the game by double digits. And before that primetime game, you'll see Mahomes, Kelsey, maybe Rice. They'll all be eating the turkey legs on national television. And that'll be the end of that. So, Kansas City it is. What do you think,
so I initially was going to be on KC Big. I am slightly worried with them missing their all-pro guard, Trey Smith, who's likely going to be out with the concussion. I don't love that. But I do think that this is a good spot to kind of now fade Dallas coming off that big win against Philly. I tend to agree. Is it still at 3.5 or is it 3 now? 3.
It's
Yeah.
3.
That makes me feel a little bit better. I could see this being a closer game too, potentially. I don't know. I just hate that their guard's out against Dallas because they have been able to get a little bit more pressure recently. Dallas has. So that would be my one worry. But I do lean on the Kansas City side. Also, too, like, I don't know this. I'm telling you, maybe Spread could tell me this, the ATS with Dallas on Thanksgiving days, but I don't know. It just feels like
I'll
in my
look it up right
lifetime.
now.
All right. It feels like in my lifetime that they just don't cover a good amount of times on Thanksgiving. And again, that could be way off. I honestly don't know. It just feels like that.
I'll bet you they're favored a lot. Their performance has been historically poor against the spread in Thanksgiving games with the 3-11 ATS record since 2011. However, I'll have to use the stats because if you want to say for the Cowboys, well, they're 2-1 in their last 3, right? So maybe
they were playing the Giants like every time.
As I said, they were playing Giants or Washington, and that Sam Howell is the quarterback and stuff too. So that probably skews it. But I mean, now they're playing Mahomes and the Chiefs. So I would say it felt like that in my head. I just wasn't quite sure of the actual ATS record, but.
All right. Well, hopefully Mahomes can do it for the glory of the EPA statistic. Any more thoughts on that game between the Chiefs and the Cowboys?
One thing I'm going to give me a Worthy playing in Dallas. I just feels like a spot anytime touchdown. I think he's I hate to use the gambler's fallacy of he's due, but I feel like they're waiting to connect on a big one. So I would take.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought Rice coming back was going to open things up more for him down the field, but all it did was basically take every target. It feels like.
Yeah.
So I was wrong about that with Xavier Worthy this year. Probably a disappointment for me as he was someone I really was targeting a lot in best ball. So
he's gonna be one of them guys, because when you drafted him in best ball, you probably had Rice and Mahomes, and the Rice Mahomes duo will drag them along. And if they put them into the playoffs, you're gonna get that deep ball big game that's gonna save you in the end, probably.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I hope so. Talking about getting saved in the end. Tyler, is Joe Burrow going to save the Cincinnati Bengals from irrelevance? The Bengals are catching 7 points against the Baltimore Ravens. Total's 52. I think this is the toughest game. And, I've taken 2 favorites so far. I'm leaning towards the dog here. It's just Cincinnati is historically the worst defense since they created DVOA. I mean, this is just such a tough spot. Another game with a total of 52. Tyler, this is my least favorite game on Thanksgiving. I lean towards the +7.
I don't know if this is just me, but watching the games, if Cincinnati's the worst DVOA defense ever, this Baltimore defense this year can't be far behind it because they are.
But here's the thing: they've turned it around over the last 3 games.
Have they though? Because they let the Jets go up and down the field last week. This team has. When they played Miami on Thursday night, A-Chain and them guys were moving the ball. They would just turn it over in the red zone. They give up a ton of yards. So, I think that the Bengals are live here. I think they're live to win the game. I don't think Baltimore is just this team that's just storming back that everyone thinks it is. This defense is not good. Lamar's banged up. I don't know if Bateman's going to play in this game. Kyle Hamilton's, I don't think, is playing. So there's another knock on a defense that's not very good. So I like the Bengals plus the points.
No, they've gotten better though here. So 35.4 points per game allowed during the first 5 weeks of the season. The last 3, only 15. They're down to just 323 opponent yards per game and that much higher, but I can't find it right now. They have gotten a little better. A lot of it is due to turnovers. They've forced 7 total turnovers in the last 3 games. And they've got, 7 sacks isn't really that good. The red zone defense has improved. They're only allowing touchdowns on 30.7% of opponent trips to the red zone compared to 70% in the early season. I just sorted out the last 3 weeks.
But I know it's just all the numbers, but these are the 3 teams they've played in those weeks. Minnesota, who I think we could all agree, JJ McCarthy's a trash can. He can't throw the ball. So it doesn't look good spread. And they still
and he has the measurables, but I think he needs 2 years.
He threw for 245 in that game against Baltimore's defense. Then they played Cleveland, who were still running Gabriel out there. He's door dashing now. So it's just I think, and then last week they played the Jets with Tyrod, who threw for 204.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
don't
good counter argument. I think you might have got me there.
I don't think this defense is good. I think it's terrible. And I think Burrow's throwing for 3. I'm going to have a parlay in. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 2 on Thanksgiving. I want all 3 quarterbacks. I want Love, I want Mahomes, and I want Burrow. All at 250, 3 legs, and I want them all 3 at 300 with 3 legs. I'm almost guaranteeing you Burrow's throwing for 300 on Thursday. He is going to light this defense up.
Jamie, where are you falling on this game between the Bengals and the Ravens? Sounds like Tyler and I are talking ourselves into taking the points.
Well, as the residential Bengals guy, since I did take the Bengals against, the Pats last week, I do kind of like.
Good call.
I do kind of like
call.
Thank you. I do kind of like the Bengals this spot. I just wish I knew more. I mean, I would assume if Joe Burrow's playing, he's got to be 100%, right? Like he's got to be good to go.
Maybe there's a rest factor. 1 reps last week in practice. Yeah. And then they just said, we're not going yet. Flacco, go. You could have Thursday.
Yeah. And knowing that, I feel confident that he's probably not going to be too rusty. I think it's going to get right back into the same thing. So I do lean with the Bengals side. I think this could be a super fun game. I could see a lot of points here too. And bouncing off of Tyler's parlay with all the quarterbacks, I have a parlay too that I like quite a bit with the receivers. Give me Jamar Chase 100+ receiving yards, CeeDee Lamb bounce back 100+ receiving yards. I got to throw in my boy Christian Watson 100+ receiving yards. That's 40-1. And if the Watson
you
one,
just switch it out for Amon-Ra St. Brown and make money.
No, you can't, because Amon-Ra is going to be like plus 114, and Watson's doing the heavy lifting in this. He's like plus 500 for 100+. So
I was going to say he's doing a very lot of heavy lifting.
He's doing the heavy lifting. So if you feel if you don't like that, you could go down even to 60+, and he's going to be like plus 115. But
I wonder what J-Mo is, because he has those weeks where he does nothing, and then all of a sudden he just shows back up.
The only issue with J-Mo, and this is probably nothing, just the man versus zone splits, versus man, he has like 3.2 yards per route run compared to 1.2 yards per route run versus zone. And Packers do play zone at high rate. But also I do love to utilize the man versus zone, but the reality is those things aren't necessarily predictive. They're descriptive. So it's not necessarily telling you what is going to happen next week.
Using that line. Write that down. Predictive, not descriptive. All right.
No, not predictive. It is descriptive, but
all right, got you.
Yeah. So again, I do think the Packers have historically shown they are just going to be more of a zone team. They have been all year, so I don't think that they're all of a sudden going to play man. But it is also important to note that. So I could see that with the JMO though. Like I wouldn't be shocked at all if the one issue with the Packers is they just don't allow a ton of explosives. It's always these deep.
If I'm attacking them, I want to do it through the ground. That's why I was joking around about Jahmyr Gibbs earlier. Like in my little game script that I'm writing, like for example, if I make a DFS lineup that's doing a Lions victory here, I mean Gibbs is my captain. To me, the basis of that bet should be on the Lions' ability to run the ball against the Packers, because the Packers have one of the best defenses against the pass, and it's not bad against the run, but it's just middle of the pack. So that's
the issue is they just don't allow explosive runs. So like last week, a big reason why Detroit even won that game against the Giants was because of Gibbs' explosive runs. And I'm not confident that that's going to happen. If people are doing like a same game parlay and you want like an extra anchor piece, I think Gibbs like 4+ receptions is pretty good. The Packers, I think, are like ranked 5th with the most receptions allowed to running backs. They're also the same way with tight ends. So if you want to do something with Brock Wright, you can. It's just because they don't allow explosives and it's just a bunch of deke and dunks. And I'm pretty sure the first game they played, like in week 1, Gibbs had like 10 targets or something like that. He only had like 25 receiving yards, but he caught a ton of passes. So I like adding the 4+ receptions is like an anchor piece. I think it's like -180. So don't take it straight up or nothing. But if you're doing a parlay, you want to throw a little something, another piece into it to juice up the odds.
Let's go back to that Bengals game real quick. Question from Mike Robb. We'll start with you, Tyler. He says, Ravens double chase, put a safety on Gesicki. How are they winning? Take it away, Tyler.
They just run the ball. The defense is terrible. Like Chase Brown over 55.5. Click.
All right. Speaking of running the ball, I'm going to take another underdog here. And I've completely changed my tune on Ben Johnson. I'm team Ben Johnson. You want to know why, Jamie? He's not like you. He doesn't worship Kevin O'Connell. He's not afraid to run the ball. He protects his quarterback that is prone to mistakes by running the ball, and I think the Bears are going to be able to do that on Black Friday. That game starts at noon. I thought it was like 3 p.m. All right. Anyways, I like the Bears plus 7. Yeah, I'll have to fly over there just to get a 3 o'clock start. Tyler, I like the Bears plus 7 in that game. I'm so impressed with their ability to run the ball. I think that's going to be the difference in them keeping this game close. I'm not brave enough to take the plus 273. We talked about this Eagles having an unimaginative offense, and I just don't think they're going to be able to run up the score against the Bears. However, the Bears, anyways, I won't make the argument for me. I'll let you do it.
I think the Bears are getting smoked on Black Friday. Spread. They just went life and death.
We just talked about how the Eagles suck.
Yeah, but the Bears defense just went life and death with Mason Rudolph, who didn't have any receivers because DK blew his hammy in the first quarter and just had to go back out there to look like a decoy because they had nothing. Their offense couldn't move the ball, and they still couldn't blow out a Steelers team. And, I don't know if any of those linebackers will be back this week for Chicago, but if they're not back, all of a sudden Saquon might look like last year's Saquon this game.
Just going to say that.
I like the Eagles to bounce back. The worst possible
thing we were trashing the Eagles to start the show. What happened?
Yeah, well, they're getting
the Bears.
They're getting an even easier defense to play than last week. And it's not a divisional game. And the worst possible thing that could have happened was they fell asleep after being up 21-0 and lost the game. Now they're going to come out here and take all their frustrations out on the Bears. Could you cover it in the end? It's plus 7. Yes, but I think it's 7. I think that the Eagles at no point look like they are going to lose this game.
All right, Jamie, let's hear it. I already know where you're at on this game. I was hoping to get some support from Tyler today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are two teams I've been fading all year, but this is definitely the spot. Honestly, if you don't even want to take the 7, just go do the tease of get Packers up to 8.5 and then go get Eagles down to 1 and just live off that.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. I just think it lands in the margin. I just don't trust the Eagles to blow anybody out.
But the issue is the Bears defense is not good. And the best part about the Eagles is that their defense is very, very dude, it's going to be a rough day for Caleb, man.
And
they're going to get tons of pressure.
If they fall behind, Spread. You said they want to run the ball. If they're behind,
still runs it.
But here's the
thing.
Not good. Put them in that same spot that Dallas was just in, down 21-0 in the blink of an eye. They can't have Caleb drop back like Dak did and throw you back into the game. Because just like you said in your breakdown, Caleb likes to make mistakes. Those corners will pick it off, and they'll be going right back down the other end. Lead increases.
He doesn't have that many interceptions.
You just said he makes mistakes. That's why they run the ball.
But they're not interceptions. They're just bad throws, like overthrowing DJ Moore by 20 yards when he's wide open.
Yeah, I mean, don't make those mistakes down 21-0.
Yeah, and the thing is,
3 days.
This Eagles defense wants you to run the ball, right? That's how they play. They invite you to run the ball. You look and you see, wow, it's a light box. Let me go run it. That's literally falling right into their game plan. I know this because I just watched the Packers do the same thing. It's like they want you to run the football. And I think Tyler hit it straight on. Like we just talked about how Saquon kind of seems like he's losing some juice. Like if there was ever a game for Saquon to get right, it's Black Friday, man. My man's got. I think this is going to be you take maybe his over longest rush. I'm not sure what his touchdown odds are. You take that. You take over his over rushing too. I think it's a big Saquon game. I think the Eagles roll here. And of course, I'm obviously biased. Like that's 100%. But these are two teams
still able to enjoy your leftovers, Jamie, after the Bears cover the spread. I'm not even picking them to win. I just like the plus 7 here. All right, guys, let's start with our best bets here. And then if there's any other interesting games that you guys leave out, I'm going to ask them about you. Tyler, start with you. Your first best bet for the Sunday slate.
My first best bet no, here it is. I mean, just give me the Bills minus 3.5. I mean, do we need to talk about it? Even if Rodgers is back, this team the Steelers just aren't all that good. DK is the only weapon they really have. Yeah, they could use the tight end room a little bit. The Bills, though, on the other hand, they normally beat up on the Steelers. And I think it's going to be a spot where Josh Allen just has a huge game. So 3.5, give me the Bills.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Jamie, what are your thoughts on the Bills and the Steelers?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been on the record too saying I don't think the Bills are all that good, but this does feel like a pretty good spot for them. This is like a great bounce back spot. Get the extra rest too. Feels like a Josh Allen kind of explosion week. So I'm with it. Give me the Bills.
Talk about a night
right.
and day game for him. He's going from having to play the Houston defense that's the best in the league to now playing the senior citizens home that we got in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Jamie, what is your first best bet for week?
I'm going to
13?
go back to the well and fade the New England Patriots like I did last week. Give me the Giants plus 7.5. I said this last week about the Patriots. I think they're a good team. I really like Drake May, and I think that they have a really bright future. I just think they're being overvalued. I don't have them even in like the top 8, to be honest with you. I think they're closer like 10 through 12 as far as like best teams in the league. I think Drake May the last few weeks hasn't looked as good, but most importantly, they're losing 2 starting offensive linemen with left tackle Will Campbell and then their guard Jared Wilson, I think that's his name. They're both going to be out, and it's hard to replace not just 1 but 2 offensive linemen. And we've talked about this before with the Giants defensive line. They can get a lot of pressure. So I think this is a pretty good spot to be able to back the Giants. My guy Jackson Dart likely is going to be back, but even if for some reason he's not, I think Jameis Winston has showed enough that
He's
think that 100%. Like I would prefer
covering a
Dart.
spread.
100%. Yeah, I do prefer Dart over him for sure in this spot. But I just think this is a good spot to kind of get the Giants here. Covering or be able to cover this by a touchdown at least. And to be honest with you, like I wouldn't say they win outright, but I think they have a much better chance to win outright than probably a lot of people are thinking. Like I said, I think New England is a good team. I just think they're being overvalued for what they are. Like I don't think that they're nearly as good as people are making them out to be.
You know, I would have been totally ready to argue with you. But that left tackle injury, it might be like the Chargers situation where it just makes them from like, I don't know about a serious contender, but at least a serious, upset and make at least a Commanders like playoff run. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it without him. So I'm going to go talk about going back to the well. The Cleveland Browns. That's right. Give me the points at home, baby. And, I know that because you guys know I love Shador, but this isn't going to be about Shador Sanders. This is simply about the Browns defense and the difference between at home and on the road. Of course, the 49ers look great against the Panthers, but this Browns defense is a whole another level. So these are 2025 stats. They give up 13.1 points at home compared to 30 on the road. They give up 229 yards at home compared to 358 or 229 at home, 358 on the road. So they'd be first in the NFL if with just the at home, and their points per game is last in the NFL, and their yards per game, if it's just the road, would be 24th in the NFL. Myles Garrett is going to make Purdy hurt. His MVP or Defensive Player of the Year campaign is going to continue. As at this 49ers team, I mean, yes, they're doing a great job, and Robert Saleh is doing a great job, but the talent difference on the defensive side on the ball is going to be evident here. Sanders should be able to do enough, and regardless of his record low completion percentage of like less than 50%, I think the team believes in him, and I think that's enough to keep that defense motivated. I'm getting 5 points with the best defense in the league. Give me the Cleveland best home defense in the league. Give me the Cleveland Browns +5 at home.
I don't hate it. I mean, I think Shador looked good last week. I mean, they played to his strengths. It was the deep ball. They gave him shots down the field. I don't think you're going to be able to do that here. The wind looked like it's going to be 20-mile-an-hour gusts. And the other thing is I think Saleh is a much better coordinator. Mind you, his defense is all banged up. But a rookie quarterback in his second real start, I think Saleh will be able to game plan some stuff up for him where he makes mistakes. Maybe he throws a couple interceptions. But on the other hand, just like you said, this Cleveland defense at home, good luck scoring on him. And Purdy looked absolutely terrible this past week. So I think he makes mistakes and gives Cleveland extra chances. And I think Judkins is going to be able to run through this defense. So keep the ball on the ground, let Judkins do the work. Don't make Shador do too much, and let the defense carry you. And I think they could win this game outright. So I like the Cleveland call.
Yeah, run the ball, protect a young and experienced quarterback. Jamie, your thoughts there on the Browns and the Niners?
I lean towards San Francisco, but I can see the points you guys made for Cleveland. They're good points. I don't have a strong conviction about the 49ers, but I think the biggest point is what Tyler said. I do think Robert Saleh is a high-level defensive coordinator, and I do think even though this team is banged up, I think that he's going to be able to cause some problems for Shador out there. So I would lean with San Francisco, but I don't hate it at all. This could be a close game. That Cleveland defense is legit, and I don't know if you guys seen it, like defensive player of the year now has just been like blown wide open. I think he's like
it's over.
I think it's like minus 1,500 now or something like that.
Unless he gets hurt, it's over.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's just Myles Garrett's an absolute freak. So I don't hate the call. I would just lean San Francisco. I just think that Cleveland's going to struggle to put up points. But 49ers might as well too. So don't hate it.
All right. Mike Robb's predicting a 3-interception game for Shador. He thinks the 49ers will have 3 takeaways. And of course, Mike Robb, being a Ravens fan, knows all about takeaways from Cleveland as you took away their team in 1995 in the middle of the night. All right, Tyler, what's your next best bet?
Hold your nose. We're going to Miami. Give me the Dolphins minus 5.5 against the Saints.
I don't hate that at all. I like that.
Yeah, at home against one of the worst teams in the league. The Saints can't move the ball. Kamara got banged up last week. Miami, if for as bad as they look to start the season and for as much shit as we gave McDaniel, they could somehow shove their way back into this playoff picture and make it interesting in the end. They need to win out, but they could be there. For all the people talking Cincinnati could be there, they got to give Miami the credit too because they're in the same spot with a much easier schedule. So I think A-Chain has a big game. I think they get Waddle involved, and their defense is good enough to slow down Tyler Shuck and these guys. So give me the Miami minus 5.5.
I mean, I want to see what McDaniels can do with a quarterback that doesn't have the brain of Larry Holmes in 1988. I mean, just those concussions are just too much for Tua. When you said hold your nose, Tyler, I thought you were going to take the Saints +6. No, I'm with you there. For me, it's Dolphins or pass. What do you think, Jamie? Can you make an argument for the Saints, or do you think the Dolphins are the right side here?
I mean, you could probably make an argument, but I'm definitely not going to try to make an argument. I'm with you guys on this one. I like the Dolphins. I think Mike McDaniels is a pretty decent head coach. Like, I don't think he's like top 5, but I think you could do much, much worse. So like everyone,
yeah, that's the thing. If you fire him, who are you going to get that's better?
You're not going to
trust me. I'm scouting this coaching market right now. Like even for the Raiders, like who are we going to get? Like Lane Kiffin again? Like I don't know. It's not like. I don't know.
He's a really good play caller, and I think, like you said, like Tua is much different now than he was 2 years ago, and you can tell those concussions like took a toll on him. He can't read a defense at all, and he's kind of weird in those interviews too, man. So like I would like to see them
like they can cuss the filter off him. He's like, seriously. Look at Josh Allen. He's way better than me. I'll never be that good.
He got paid, and he's like, I don't care anymore.
100%. Like it's if you go back and look at interviews 2 years ago, it does not feel like the same person at all, you know. And it's sad because that's probably the harsh reality with all of the concussions.
You know how there was that thing going around on Twitter before the season started that Stafford died and that was a clone.
Yes, a clone.
They had the wrong quarterback. It was actually Tua.
It's Tua. 100%. You know what I would really like is it sucks because it's a couple years away, but like CJ Carr, you know, my Notre Dame guy gets drafted to go play with Miami. I think that would be just an awesome fit. A good young guy like him to go play with Mike McDaniel. Like I would love to see that, to be honest with you. But that's still a couple years away.
I would want to see. I mean, this could be swapping. I mean, excuse my language, but this could be swapping a piece of shit for a piece of shit. But give him Kyler.
Yeah.
Because I was talking with a buddy of mine last night. All these quarterbacks that have changed scenery, changed coaching staffs, and have excelled again, we're all studs in college. Darnold, Baker. Am I missing anyone as of right now that has done that?
That's pretty much as
it was Geno until this
Daniel.
year.
I mean, it was Daniel Jones. I guess
Daniel Jones.
But...
He wasn't a stud, but he was good in college. Got to change the scenery. Looks better.
Yeah.
Kyler was better than all these guys in college. And just, I think that dude might need a change of scenery, put him in the right system.
His rookie year was, dude, he was good.
I think this kid could still be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Mind you, he could always be injury prone because of how little he is. He's like my size, but you put him in the right system, I think the dude could put up stats.
Yeah, I could see that. I like that call.
All right, Jamie, what's your next best bet?
I'm going to go back to this Eagles and Bears game. I already said one of them was the teaser. For Eagles -1 and Packers +8.5, but also like the under in this game, the under 44.5. I see this as like a 27-13 type of game for the Eagles, to be honest. I just don't think Chicago is going to be able to score a lot of points. So even I think there's a scenario where the Eagles put up, 24-27 and this still stays under the 44.5. So that I like that bet.
All right. Excellent work there. Quick, before I give my best bet, can you answer this, Tyler? Tyler definitely wants Kyler as the Steelers QB. Is this true? Tyler, you're muted.
I went to answer it in the chat, but I already prepared myself for that because tell me that ain't a Tomlin guy. Damaged goods, like we can fix this.
Yeah.
But I think he'd be good. The only problem would be he would probably have, it's just like I said in the comment, he'd probably have like 8-1 every year, the MVP favorite. And then we'd play Cleveland, and then he would limp the rest of the year because Myles Garrett would rip his leg off.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So for my next bet, I have another dog, another +5, and this one is the Houston Texans. I said the Cleveland Browns had the best home defense in the league. The Houston Texans, to me, have the best overall defense in the league. And when I'm catching points, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I think the bloom has come off the rose of the Indianapolis Colts, namely the play of Daniel Jones. Not that he's been terrible, but he just hasn't been that elite MVP level quarterback. The turnovers are starting to creep back in. That's what Houston's going to start to create here. And I don't even care if it's no CJ out there. I think Davis Mills does all right, but there is a chance that I could get CJ Stroud back in, which would only be a plus here. For me taking these points. I bet it already with the idea that if CJ does get ruled back in, that, it's going to go down to 3 or something and then, blah, blah, blah. But I could even rebet it if he gets ruled out here at +6 or +7. So I like the Texans +5. Once again, Tyler, I'm targeting top defenses. Your thought?
Yeah, I think you want Davis Mills in there, buddy, because this offense did not look good when CJ Stroud was under center this year. These other guys outside of Nico Collins, and even Nico Collins to a point, didn't really get going. The only guy that was able to do anything with Stroud was Schultz. You look with Davis Mills, though, like Jaden Higgins has come to life. Nico Collins has really come to life. Schultz has come back to earth, but that's because these other guys are getting work too. So their offense is better with Davis Mills under center right now. So I like the call. I think they have the best defense in the league. I think they can get pressure on Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones with pressure is similar to these guys like Goff and Darnold. Like, you get pressure, they start to make mistakes. So I think that's how you do it. That's how you phase out Jonathan Taylor. You get the ball in turnovers, you create points, and you just eliminate their run game. So I like that. I like the Texans.
Yeah, Chiefs did an excellent job of shutting down Taylor last week. We'll see if the Texans can use some of the stuff that Steve Spagnuolo did in order to limit what has been the most effective running back in the league so far this year. Jamie, please agree with me on something today, because otherwise we're going to have to talk about, I don't know where we'll find an agreement, but please make it be this game.
I think the Colts absolutely smashed. No, I'm just kidding. I'm with you. I'm with you. I do like Houston here. This does kind of feel like a spot where I think we could see the Colts start slipping a little bit, right? They've kind of looked at that premier team all season. This just feels like a team that, like, I don't think it's a bad team, but I definitely don't think that they've been as good as kind of the record has shown for majority of the year. I think I could see like Daniel Jones not playing quite as good. And dude, that Texans defense is really, really good, man. Like that's one of the better defense I feel like I've seen in the last few years.
Those two edge rushers got to be the best duo in the league, right?
Dude, I mean, Daniel Hunter is a monster.
Like at the beginning of the year, like you would ask, it would probably been Parsons and Gary in the end, like the overall. But as of right now, those two are just unstoppable.
They're unstoppable, man. They look really good. And Colts do have a good offensive line. but I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest with you. I like taking the points with Houston, man. Like I said, Colts feels like a team to me that in a few weeks we're going to see them drop like quite a few games, and people aren't going to kind of believe in them as much as we did earlier in the season.
And to touch on how Spread said that Spagnuolo and those guys were able to scheme up to slow down Taylor, I don't know if it's as much as a scheme as much as it is as much Jones's passing game has regressed. So now that defense can move upwards because now they're not as worried as with Pittman, Pearson, these guys down the field. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what's really causing it is he's not throwing the ball as well. No. Now you get up there and stop Taylor and force him to beat you.
Yep.
All right. So that's it for me on best bets, obviously for Sunday at least, with the shorter slate. But I think 2 is fair because, if you want to really take best bets, I have 5 because you give me the Lions, the Chiefs, and the Bears as well. Tyler, did you have any more bets for Sunday? We already did Monday night as well.
Do we know who's playing quarterback for Tampa Bay? I seen Baker was in a sling.
I think it is. I think it's going to be Baker. I mean, I would imagine
it's gotta be Baker. They wouldn't be -3. I don't even know who the backup is. Do you guys?
Yeah, it's Teddy Bridgewater and Kyle Trask. I think is still there, but it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Really?
If it's Baker, I want the over 40.
Bad.
If it's Baker though, I want the over 44.5 in that game. That's too low.
Okay. These lines to me say that he is. I can't.
44.5 tells me Bridgewater in my eyes. I think that should be close to 50 if Baker's on the field. Tampa Bay's going to put up close to 30. Now.
Yeah, I think it is Baker. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same injury that Jordan Love has. And Jordan Love returned to the game when he separated his shoulder 2 weeks ago and played last week.
Yeah.
And so I would imagine that it's
the low grade AC joint sprain in his left shoulder. Yeah. The injury is not considered long term. Mayfield will practice this week. If he is well by Friday, so we'll know for sure.
Yeah, I would.
My bet
Baker
line tells me. I don't know. Tyler makes a good point. I guess I was only looking at the spread though.
They're at home too, so you're basically a pick 'em with the -3.
I mean, maybe they're just thinking that because the offense hasn't Baker even before the injury though hasn't looked very good. So maybe that's accounting for the line too.
Getting Bucky back this week.
Yeah, and
you're getting Bucky back. Yeah.
He's worth what?
You got Godwin back last week to integrate another wide receiver. Now you get Bucky back to make the offense pop even more. The Arizona offense, Michael Wilson's looked like a stud over 2 weeks. With same thing with McBride. 44.5 seems like a bet in that spot.
Okay. All right, there you have it. So that's your final Sunday bet. Well, you've got more. That's fine. Jamie, do you have any more bets for Sunday?
The last one I'm on is Denver, Washington under 43.5.
Cool, because we had to talk about that anyways because it was Sunday Night Football. So tell me why. I'm lost on that game, to be fair.
I feel like I say this almost every week. I just don't think Denver's offense is very good whatsoever. I know Washington is bad, so if there was a spot for them to get right, but I also just don't think Washington's offense is very good at all right now either. So it's just hard for me to envision. Like, I think this could be a lower scoring game in general. I mean, or the Broncos could put up, 24 points and win 24-10, right? Like, would that shock anyone? I don't think so.
No.
To me,
they tend to play down to competition too, so don't be surprised if you get like a 13-10 game here.
Honestly, I wanted to just because I've been fading Denver so much. It's like I just don't think that team is, again, kind of what I've been saying with New England. I just don't think they're as good as the record indicates. It's hard for me to back Washington at +6.5, so I stayed away and just chose the under. But I wouldn't be surprised if Washington wins outright, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't.
Wow.
I think the game more than likely resembles Denver's game against the Bengals earlier this year, where Jake Browning could just not move the ball against them. And then it's we managed to get to 20 because we had 9 tries at it. So
it's very
never let you score. So I think that's what the game resembles.
It definitely could. That's why I think the better bet is just taking the under. It's
tough
to back Washington.
Like this Denver team trying to keep up with the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I can't imagine them making the Super Bowl. I mean, we talked about these quarterbacks too. Like the argument I made against the Colts earlier, right? I was like, how are you going to take Daniel Jones against Mahomes and Allen and all these other guys? How are you going to take Bo Nix? And it's the same thing. Unless he's playing Daniel Jones, Who do I want Bo Nix against of these elite quarterbacks that Jackson could get?
I gotta let you in on something, Spread.
What?
Don't think the Chiefs are making the playoffs.
Oof.
Look at what
so you're counting on the Jaguars to just keep winning.
No, well, I mean, they just have to stay on pace with the Chiefs. They have a tiebreaker over the Chiefs, and they beat them in the regular season. If the Chargers beat the Chiefs again,
Trevor.
The Chargers also have that tiebreaker over the Chiefs. And then you look at who's hanging out in the 7 seed. It's the Bills, who also beat the Chiefs in the regular season. They could legit win enough games to where they should be in the playoffs. And they look back and go, yeah, that one game we lost in the regular season screwed us and we couldn't get in. So I think the AFC playoff picture can just be a crapshoot. I mean, just look at it right now. Patriots, Broncos, Colts, a banged-up Ravens team, the Chargers, the Jags, and the Bills. Which one of those teams is giving the Rams any run for their money in the Super Bowl?
Like, I'll be honest. I was trying to look. I couldn't find it. Maybe you guys could. Maybe you know where it's at. But is there a bet to like have who wins that? Like pick a conference to win the Super Bowl, like NFC or AFC to win the Super Bowl. I wasn't able to see it. It has to be NFC. Has to be pretty heavily favored, I would imagine.
If they're not heavily, if you can get like a pick'em line on that, hammer the NFC.
If it's like minus 125, minus 150, like I would take like 6 teams in the NFC to beat almost every other team in the AFC, and like I'm hoping that we get like a Ravens or the Bills just to make the Super Bowl entertaining with like
I don't have
Lamar
it right
Jackson
now,
or
but
Josh Allen.
It's minus 130 on
NFC
MGM.
minus 2.
Is it minus 130?
Minus 130 on MGM.
About minus 2, what I would think. Minus
you say what?
Probably right around there, yeah.
Yeah.
But
my guess is they put it at NFC minus 2 right now.
But imagine if like the Colts somehow squeak out the AFC playoff picture and they're playing the Rams. You're not getting minus 2. You're getting Rams minus 4, minus 4.5.
If you minus 7.
Yeah, it's going to get bet up there in the end. But
it has to be an elite quarterback. It has to be Josh or Lamar
or Mahomes.
Yeah, and
it has to be.
There's a good chance it's not.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, you could say that with every team. The Eagles, who I've been low on still, like if the Eagles make it and they're going up against Daniel Jones, like I'm betting the Eagles big. Like we can say what we want about the Packers too, but still I'm betting the Packers big over a team like the Colts. Like that defense is just so much better.
If you took the Bears and threw them in the AFC, there's a good chance they're in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh my gosh, don't say that. Don't say that.
You're telling me they couldn't go through that playoff?
No, I know. No, I get you. I get you. The AFC that's why I'm just hoping as a fan, like just the Bills or the Ravens get in, so we at least get to see like Lamar and Josh Allen in the Super Bowl, which would at least be fun. Like I don't think either one of those teams are that great.
The Patriots have all the making of doing exactly what Washington did last year, but making it one game farther and then getting the doors blown off them in the
100%. I can't in my head see the Patriots.
Tell me that storyline as in building itself. It's like, you beat up on me a few years ago with your aging out quarterback when I had my younger guy when it was Belichick and Brady. Now I get to come back when it's not Belichick and Brady, it's Vrabel and May, and I have my older guy. Yeah, that's a blowout waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find that, Jamie, but I did find something fun. So I'll ask you about this real quick, and then we'll finish up with this. Thanksgiving special, total TDs scored, 18.5 is the line. Would you go over or under, Tyler? 18.5.
That feels like a lot, don't it?
That feels like a lot.
For 3 games for every team.
That has got the making of you going into that night game at single digits, right around like 9 touchdowns and going, I got this in the bag. And you watch that night game and go, what was that?
Yeah, I wonder how much that Ravens game is putting up. 2 games at 52, though. Kind of makes sense, though. 18.5 there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess
with that. It is juiced to the under here. It is juiced to the under. It looks like the under's taking money. But anyways, thought that was a fun one.
That is a fun one.
Most passing yards is 320. Do you think a QB will go over or under 320? I would go over there.
I think I would go over.
Yeah,
someone's going to go off, right? Especially in that last game, right, Tyler?
I mean, Tyler said he loved Mahomes.
I think
Mahomes
and up over
Burrow.
300.
No way. Most rushing yards by any running back is 102. someone's got to get more than 100 yards rushing.
Derrick
right?
Henry might get over 100, right?
Yeah.
What's the odds you're getting at though?
Minus 110.
That's terrible. So you're basically just gonna say I want the field of running backs of 3 games. So I want what's that total? 2, 4, 6, 12 running backs total. And I get I basically get them all lined at 102.5 at minus 110. That sounds like a terrible bet to me.
So you don't think I should do it?
No.
You don't think someone's going over 100 yards?
I think you're better off trying to pinpoint who does it and betting them up over 100. Because you're going to get plus money on that. Even Henry 100 is like plus 150.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I get like Emmanuel Wilson if he sneaks in there.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Or Jahmyr Gibbs. Like,
but at the
I'm doing it right now. Fuck it.
I mean, I don't
care if it's not a good bet. That's just going to be fun.
No,
I
think
feels
these are
like one
fun
of the,
bets.
I mean, I guess it is fun, but it feels like one of those bet spread where like they would list them NBA specials where it's like Victor to hit a quadruple double this season at 15-1. It's like somebody has a quadruple double since David Robinson at like 99. You're telling me I'm only getting 15-1?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just doing that for fun. It's like on Super Bowl Sunday when it's like who will score more, the Kansas City Chiefs or Steph Curry, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's funny.
I do love these things.
Like, there's not really an edge. It's just fun.
Yeah. So another one. What's the biggest blowout? Which game do you guys think?
Tomorrow?
If you had to choose.
Kansas City, Dallas.
So Kansas City, Dallas, you can get at plus 198. Bengals, Ravens plus 134, and Packers, Lions plus 220.
Dude, I think if you're going to be a smart bettor there, you take Packers, Lions.
Is the biggest blowout?
Yeah.
But the Packers win.
Possible.
It's definitely possible. I feel like that just might be a closer game. Maybe. Or you could just,
I guess it is tough because you are taking the division rivalry, right?
Yeah. The best thing to do might just take the Lions as the lowest scoring team at plus 500.
Yeah, I don't hate that either. Then they have to lose, though. So how much the Packers number?
The Packers is like 320. I think it was.
Really? Oh, I guess that makes sense if the Lions are favored. Okay.
And then Bengals are plus 210. But does anyone have like, okay, this is a fun one. Most receiving yards for tight ends. Like Kelsey's just the favorite at minus 105. But would like Isaiah Likely at plus 1,000 to me feels like I know we're mostly on Mark Andrews, but could we not see Isaiah Likely like just pop off in this game for 80 yards and that's just enough out of all these tight ends?
Yeah,
you know, I think that's a fun one. Even Ferguson at plus 600, he hasn't quite popped since Lamb has gotten back, but Isaiah Likely at plus 1,000 for the most yards from a tight end is fun. Do you guys ever do the triple crowns, like the most pass, most receiving yards, most rush yards? I think those are kind of fun to do.
I take a shot.
I don't have those.
Only on these smaller slates, like never on like a main slate.
Yeah. I normally like to do it with just like a single game, like a primetime game. With 3 games, it does feel like it could get a little wild, but I'm just trying to see what you could get like Jordan Love, Christian Watson, and like Derrick Henry at plus 10,000 for that. I mean, that's just so tough though, I guess, in this type of slate. But really,
those are for fun. Just like when I just did that 100-yard one, because I just thought, and I sat there and I go, okay, I'm going to be hanging out with my family, eating a lot of food. And I love running backs, so I might as well just root for anyone. It doesn't matter. I'm like, oh, Emmanuel Wilson's at 70. Let's go. Oh,
100%.
Jahmyr Gibbs is at 80. Like, let's go. Right. I mean, and then even if it duds out, right? No one goes above 60 yards. I have that night game to look forward to where Brown and Henry are both live. So, yeah. All right. Anything else, Jamie, you'd like to talk about before I don't even know how to end the show, Tyler.
So you don't have an outro video either?
The outro's
your beats, Fred. You gotta give the wise words. It's your turn.
Yep, your turn.
I have to give the words of wisdom.
Yeah, you gotta give them this time. We'll wrap the show up. We'll kick it to spread for the words of wisdom. Here you go, buddy.
Word of advice. So a lot of you guys will be traveling like I am. So I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last year, right? You do not eat 3 plates at dinner. You're going to be falling asleep driving home. Bring the Tupperware, inform them of your intentions, eat 1 nice plate at dinner, and then load up the second 2 for the ride home. Then you smash that. Then you go to sleep safely. Those are my words of wisdom.
Love it. You still got to click end. Like, I don't have those controls.